Just a month ago, our protagonist was absolute trash, the lowest of the low. But now, a single casual punch left a grandmaster of martial arts shaking in their boots. This wasn't just about obliterating a monster with raw force. It was the terrifying realization that no ordinary brat should possess this kind of earth-shattering power. Get this, he mastered the breathing technique in 5 minutes flat. While geniuses spent a month just grasping the basics, he ascended to a higher realm before his cup of tea even cooled. But here's the secret they missed. He's the star of this leveling Manhwa saga. A transmigrator armed with a system that guarantees infinite growth as long as he grinds. The downside. The system was boringly basic, until fate threw a talking scam artist cat into his life. That's when he learned the terrifying truth. The god of this world is dead. The creator returned to the void long ago. Now any object touched by his lingering aura transforms into a legendary divine relic. While others worshipped them, our MC just had to touch them to drain their divinity. He unlocked the cheat code for infinite revival, a far cry from the loser he was 30 days ago. A freak accident isekai'd him here, triggering the ultimate system Manhwa interface. Now, every drop of sweat translates directly into infinite stat points. His presence alone turned the school hallway into a fan meeting with girls fainting left and right. Turns out his grind set was skyrocketing his charisma stat along with his strength. Suddenly, a tennis ball screamed through the air aimed right at his head, but with his new stats, that fast attack moved in slow motion. Snatch. He glared back at the source. That wasn't an accident, it was a declaration of war. His best bud Lee K rushed over, panic written all over his face. Lee K nearly wet himself when he saw who threw it. That wasn't just a student. It was the school's most notorious tyrant, Pei Yuguang. The guy was clearly jealous over some girl. Lee K begged him to get a girlfriend to diffuse the heat, but our MC just yawned. Not interested. It's gym time. Lee K warned him, you can't just lift weights to beat a guy like that. But for our MC, the gym wasn't just exercise. It was his temple of power. Since arriving in this world a month ago with the system, his growth has been exponential. Yesterday's limit is today's warm-up. Grind a skill enough, and boom, a special ability unlocks. But becoming a monster comes with a monstrous cost. His metabolism was burning like a furnace. He opened the fridge hoping for a feast but found only emptiness. Starving, he had no choice but to hunt for grub in the city. He wasn't grinding for clout. He knew his reality, the fifth ring. A chaotic slum surrounding the luxurious inner city where the weak are eaten alive. Graduation was 6 months away. It was do or die. He had one shot to break into the elite inner sanctum. On his way home, a shadow darted from the alley. A stray cat battered and bruised clearly on the losing end of a street brawl. He reached out to help, but the creature collapsed. Then the black cat sighed like an old man. The streets are brutal these days. The MC nearly jumped out of his skin, a talking cat. But as he crouched down, something glittered on its tail. A golden ring. The moment his finger brushed the gold, the system screamed, divine energy detected. Finally, a clue to the true power of this world. 287 years ago, the creator kicked the bucket. The entire human race looked up and watched the heavens shatter. God is dead. Humanity must rise. That became the new era's motto. But our MC. He didn't just want to rise. He planned to take the empty throne. He brought the furball home and offered premium kibble. The cat looked at the bowl like it was poison. Definitely not a normal feline. Fine then. The MC hit the kitchen, firing up the stove. Ding, cooking mastery increasing. The aroma filled the room. The moment the dish hit the table, the cat lost all dignity. Drooling like a fountain, it shoveled food into its mouth with human-like desperation. Thought so. The MC smirked. This was a human trapped in a cat's body, cursed by that mysterious golden ring. Before he could interrogate the cat, the system pinged. Absorption complete. Would he like to activate the Gemini skill? He smashed the yes button without hesitation. A single glowing drop of water materialized, landing softly in his palm. He checked the stats and froze. This wasn't just a skill. It was a miracle. An extra life. If he died, he could choose when to respawn within 7 days. A 3-month cooldown for immortality. That's broken. But the system had a catch. He needed 500 divinity points to fully unlock the passive. His eyes drifted back to the cat's tail. That golden ring was his battery, and he needed to drain it dry. But looking at the creature's wounds, stripping its power now would be a villain move. Even a power-hungry MC has standards. He'd let it heal for now. But there was no way in hell he was letting this treasure chest walk out the door. He rigged up surveillance cameras to monitor the cat's every move. Time to head out and hunt for more divine clues while keeping an eye on his guest. As the door clicked shut, the cat's innocent look vanished into a cunning smirk. Entering the inner city was a pipe dream for slum dwellers. The cost of living alone would bankrupt a tycoon. Yet like moths to a flame, thousands threw their lives away trying to get in. But there was a secret path to citizenship, becoming a martial artist. His thoughts were cut short. A massive bald thug blocked the alleyway. The MC looked up calmly. "Can I help you?" The thug sneered. "My boss likes that girl, yet she gave you water this morning. Big mistake." The thug didn't even finish his sentence before thwack. Something invisible slammed into him. By the time he hit the dirt, the ambush was already over. 1 second later, another goon's eyes rolled back. In 3 seconds flat, the entire squad was unconscious. No magic, just pebbles fused with his monstrous strength and precision skill. Simple rocks became lethal bullets. With the minions down, the final boss stepped out Pei Yuguang. A spectral wolf avatar howled behind him, an intimidating sight for anyone else. But to our MC's targeting system, that fancy spirit was just a bigger bullseye. With a mere tilt of his head, our hero danced past the attack. Pei Yuguang's fist met nothing but air before smashing violently into the concrete wall. That heavy impact told Xue Jing everything. This trash actually knew martial arts. So that was the secret source of his arrogant pride. Xue Jing was annoyed, needing answers, but having no one to ask. He turned and marched straight toward Pei Yuguang. The bully stood frozen in shock right before Xue Jing introduced him to a brutal session of friendship building. Trembling in fear, Pei Yuguang begged for mercy, admitting total defeat. Xue Jing scoffed. He expected a tiger, but only found a paper cat with one cheap trick. But that precise aim skill wasn't useless. It sharpened Xue Jing's dynamic vision and turned his fists into laser-guided missiles. All he had to do was lock onto the target and strike the empty air before the chest. Boom, defense broken. And just like that, combat mastery awakened. After a few rounds of one-sided beatings, Pei Yuguang was glued to the floor, unable to stand. Xue Jing loomed over him, demanding the name of that technique. Stammering through broken teeth, Pei Yuguang explained it wasn't a move, but internal energy. Xue Jing narrowed his eyes. Internal energy, explain. The bully explained it was the art of gathering power through the meridians and exploding it outward through a strike. A classic cultivation concept. How do I practice it? Who teaches it? Xue Jing demanded. Pei Yuguang claimed he picked it up randomly and was just trash. Xue Jing grabbed him by the collar. A tyrant at school, killing and burning, yet now he claims to be garbage. Terrified out of his mind, Pei Yuguang spilled his guts. It was all a lie. He built that tough guy image just to survive. Xue Jing delivered a crisp slap, his favorite snack, to the bully's face. Tomorrow write 10 apology letters. Now give me the dojo's address. Xue Jing needed to verify this himself. Through combat, his stats were skyrocketing, the classic perk of a leveling manhwa protagonist. Hours of gym grinding only gave meager points. But one real brawl. The gains were astronomical compared to normal training. More importantly, he unlocked a combat skill. It seemed the path to power was paved with absolute violence. Following Google Maps, he arrived at Golden Wind Dojo. He barely stepped inside before the receptionist signaled him to hush. "The master is teaching," she whispered. Xue Jing looked past her to see students sitting cross-legged on the mats, deep in concentration. The silver-haired master spoke of breathing techniques, activating internal force through breath to fill the body with martial ki. This was the gate to true power. When he heard introductory technique, Xue Jing's eyes lit up like stars. This was exactly the missing piece he had been searching for. He asked the receptionist if he could try. As he leaned in, she finally got a good look at him. Damn, he was handsome. Blushing furiously, she stammered, "Sure, just don't push it." Permission granted. Xue Jing sat down and mimicked the old master's instructions. The master instructed everyone to focus. The class inhaled in unison. The receptionist crossed her fingers, praying someone would succeed. She thought, "Please let there be a genius or the master will fire me." But 30 seconds in, the students were already dropping like flies. Even the candidate she had the highest hopes for couldn't last past 35 seconds. It was hopeless. Panic set in as the master approached her. "Master, please, give me a few more days. I swear I'll find someone suitable." But the old man walked right past her, his gaze locked on Xue Jing. The boy was still breathing. But inside, Xue Jing realized this simple technique was actually a beast. Oxygen flooded his lungs like a tidal wave. Without massive lung capacity, this training was a death sentence. Luckily, his enhanced stats kept him in the game. But the true chi building up inside felt like a ticking time bomb ready to explode. Finally, the system chimed, skill acquired, internal energy. He stopped inhaling. The master was instantly at his side. "How do you feel, boy?" "Any pain?" the girl asked anxiously. Pain, Xue Jing grinned. He didn't just feel fine, he felt exhilaratingly refreshed. Hearing that, she grabbed his hand, desperate. "What's your name? You have to join the Golden Wind Dojo, please." Suddenly, a crimson light pierced the room. Crash. A dark shadow smashed through the window, a grotesque insect monster. Panic erupted. The master shouted for everyone to run. But the beast sensed fear and lunged straight for the receptionist closest to it. In a flash, Xue Jing swept her into his arms, dodging the lethal strike. Her heart hammered against her ribs, wishing this moment would last forever. Because of her swooning, Xue Jing received a notification, charm increased by 20 points. Even in a crisis, the system rewards him. Staring at the beast, Xue Jing remembered Pei Yuguang's words. Gather power. Explode outward. This was the perfect opportunity to test his new strength. The frenzied monster leaped mid-air. Xue Jing reacted on instinct, throwing a punch loaded with raw power. Bam! The impact stopped the beast cold. Xue Jing gritted his teeth. Was this thing like a cockroach? Could it survive 300 times its weight? Let's find out, he decided. He focused all his energy into a single point. System alert. Inch force. Activated short-range explosive power unleashed. The giant reptile was blasted backward, dragging across the floor as its exoskeleton shattered into pieces. Xue Jing dusted off his hands. Weaker than I thought. The girl gazed at him with starry eyes. So cool. But the master frowned. Releasing that much chi so suddenly could break the boy's body. But the nightmare wasn't over. The beast slammed its legs into the ground, refusing to die. Still want to dance? Xue Jing beckoned with a smirk. Come get some. But suddenly a terrifying pressure condensed in the air to form a fist. Cough blood sprayed from Xue Jing's mouth. His body had reached its limit. Seeing the opening, the monster shrieked and charged. I pushed it too far. Panic gripped him. But just as death approached, a blinding light descended, vaporizing the monster in a heartbeat. He stood there completely dazed, mind racing. What just happened? Suddenly she raised her hand, commanding the scene. White Fang Unit Captain 838 Xu Ren, taking control. Civilians, clear the area immediately. Xue Jing's sharp eyes analyzed her every move. The White Fang Unit, I've never heard of them. But she annihilated that paper doll monster with a single strike. Is everyone in this organization a monster? Xu Ren thought, her gaze lingering on him. This kid. He looks barely 17, yet he pulverized a paper doll with his bare hands. And he's handsome too. I need to find an excuse to recruit him. Without warning, Xu Ren closed the distance, flashing a mysterious business card right in front of Xue Jing's face. What's this for? Xue Jing asked, confused. Her voice was cool and composed. Sunday, 5 p.m. Come to the address on the card. I'll tell you everything you want to know. He watched her silhouette vanish into the night, bewildered by the encounter. The card read, Qing Cheng Library, 7th floor. Moments later, Ling Ling's voice broke the silence, dripping with admiration. Hey student, are you seriously okay? Let me take you to the hospital for a full checkup. I'm fine, really. Thanks for letting me tour the dojo today. Don't mention it. You have to come back tomorrow. But the master cut in, his voice grave. I'm afraid that won't be possible. This child, his raw power is terrifying for a beginner. A small pond like our dojo cannot contain a dragon like him. A blue screen flashed before his eyes, a classic trope of a leveling manhwa. Fierce battle concluded. Training EXP plus 229. A wave of relief washed over him as his mood lifted. Vitality EXP plus 89. Dueling EXP plus 98. Dual Mastery Level 1, Progress 116,300. Condition met, 1-inch punch. Unlocked. Xue Jing stared at the screen, falling into deep thought. The 1-inch punch. Focusing all one's energy into a single point, accelerating to maximum velocity in the shortest distance. An absolute defense breaker that can shatter steel. He tried to gather his chi, desperate to feel that power again. But immediately, a wave of nausea crashed into him like a truck. The master's warning echoed in his mind. Restraint is key. Forget it. Xue Jing sighed, exhaustion setting in. No point dying over this. I'll rest tonight and figure it out tomorrow. The streetlights flickered in the lonely alley. As he walked, his mind raced. White Fang Unit, paper dolls. Just how many dark secrets was this world hiding? The library meeting couldn't come soon enough. Suddenly he froze. A light was on in his apartment. He pulled out his phone, eyes narrowing as he checked the surveillance feed from the shadows. Xue Jing stormed in. Hey, what were you messing with on my computer just now? Ning Fenghuan played the innocent cat, blinking cutely, but beads of sweat betrayed her. He sighed, too tired to argue. Fine. Keep your secrets. I'll settle the score with you when I wake up. Darkness fell outside, clouds drifting lazily. As he collapsed onto the bed, she watched him closely. What's with him? Her nose twitched. Blood. Her eyes widened in shock. He fought someone. He's my human who dared to bully him. Without hesitation, she pounced onto his chest. Speak, human. What happened? Don't be afraid, I am Ning Fenghuan, the dragon sect leader. I'll crush anyone who messed with you. Xue Jing stared at the ceiling, utterly defeated. I knew it. You really can talk. His voice was heavy with sleep. Whatever. Let's talk. Tomorrow. "Hey, don't you dare ignore me, wake up and explain yourself," she screamed. But the night passed, and soon the morning sun flooded the room. Xue Jing was back to his usual self, chowing down on breakfast with renewed vigor. Ning Fenghuan watched him skeptical. "So, you weren't beaten up. You actually defeated a monster." He lowered his gaze, nodding slightly between bites. Ning Fenghuan's fur stood on end. "I've never heard of those things infiltrating the city center before." Xue Jing smiled warmly, reaching out to pat her head. "Thanks for worrying about me, Ning Fenghuan." Snap. The name triggered an explosion. "Do not call me Ning Fenghuan. Address me with respect. I am the sect leader." Xue Jing smirked. "Understood, sect leader Ning Fenghuan. Since the great sect leader can speak." He leaned in. "Care to explain what you were actually doing last night?" Cold sweat drenched the cat instantly. "Oh, it's called the cattail ring," she stammered. "A divine relic. I was researching it." Xue Jing's eyes lit up. "So, that's a divine relic. 286 years ago, the creator perished. Legend says the golden lights that fell were divine relics. I've only heard stories. I never thought I'd see one." He frowned thoughtfully. "That explains why I could absorb its divinity." "Hey, stop squeezing me like a stress ball," she shrieked in embarrassment. Xue Jing coughed awkwardly. "So you're figuring out how to use its power?" Ning Fenghuan slumped, looking defeated. "No. I want to take the damn thing off." Xue Jing blinked, surprised. "You know the dragon sect rules this province," she explained. "We control the nightlife, the entertainment. We even partner with dojos for pharmaceutical distribution. But we flew too close to the sun. Jealousy breeds enemies. I was ambushed in my own villa, forced into this collar, and cursed into this feline form. By the time I managed to escape, the dragon sect had already fallen into the hands of traitors. I need to remove this ring, regain my human form, and slaughter every last one of them." Xue Jing asked, "What's the plan? If the internet doesn't have answers, the library won't either." Ning Fenghuan crossed her paws, smirking with confidence. "This sect leader is always 2 steps ahead. The plan is simple. You are going to become strong. Unstoppable." "How does that help you?" Xue Jing asked skeptically. "It changes everything," she insisted. "Once you become a powerhouse, the hidden organizations will come looking for you. They might possess other divine relics. We use them to find clues on how to break this curse. It's our only shot." Xue Jing suppressed a laugh. "They already found me." "So," she continued, "I'm sending you to the best of the best. Ever heard of the Hidden Dragon Dojo?" Xue Jing nodded, stunned. "Of course. When I was looking for a place to train, I checked everywhere. Hidden Dragon Dojo was the most expensive place in the city. But that's not why I remember it," he groaned. "It had the worst reviews I've ever seen. People hated it." Ning Fenghuan scoffed with disdain. "Those reviews are from weaklings who couldn't handle the heat. In the world of true martial arts, the Hidden Dragon Dojo is legendary. So how do I get in? Simple," she declared. "By the rules of the Jianghu, a dojo challenge." Xue Jing's jaw dropped. "Wait. You want me to trash their dojo and expect them to teach me?" "You really are green," she sighed. "In our world, a challenge is just an aggressive job interview. Even paying students are ranked there. You can throw all the money you want at them, but without talent and grit, you're nothing. Talent implies potential, but in this world, hard facts speak louder than promise. Even 10 years of training mean nothing without results. On the brutal path of martial arts, your mindset is the true weapon. Only a soul forged in invincible will can unleash an invincible fist. A dojo challenge isn't just a request for a fight. It's the ultimate way to announce your presence and prove the strength of your conviction. Make sure you head to the dojo tomorrow. I have some business to handle first." Time flashed by in the blink of an eye, and the next day arrived. A disciple stepped out to greet them at the gate. "Welcome, fellow student, to the Hidden Dragon Dojo." Xue Jing stepped forward to respond, but the disciple suddenly crushed his hand in a vice-like grip. "Hello there. I've been waiting." Xue Jing instantly realized this wasn't a greeting, it was a test. And if they wanted to test him, he would answer with serious force. The moment Xue Jing tightened his own grip, the disciple's face twisted in agony. Okay, it hurts. Let go. Seriously, let go." The other students burst into laughter. "Don't take it to heart, friend. This guy is a total martial arts addict. He challenges everyone he meets but loses every single time." "Hey, shut up over there." Xue Jing smirked, realizing this gatekeeper was just a small fry after all. Suddenly a hush fell over the crowd as someone whispered, "Look over there. The old master and the legacy disciples are coming out." "What's going on?" "Even the old master is here, and all the elite disciples who usually stay in seclusion. Is something huge happening? Is our dojo about to go bankrupt or something?" Xue Jing's eyes widened in shock. Why was Ning Fenghuan standing there with them? Suddenly, Li Qi's voice boomed like thunder, demanding order. "Silence." He scanned the boy with piercing eyes. Are you the one who came to challenge us? Catching a subtle wink from Ningfenghuan, Xue Jing understood the assignment and stood tall. That's right. Li Qi immediately flared his aura, releasing a wave of killing intent. It has been a long time since anyone dared to step onto my turf and challenge me. Young man, do you really think you are qualified to stand before me? Xue Jing looked blankly at him. Qualified? I don't know. You're the one asking me. Shouldn't you know? The master could see that the boy's combat foundation was practically non-existent. He narrowed his eyes. Fine then. Let me ask you a few questions first. Xue Jing nodded respectfully. Please ask away, senior. And so the interrogation began. What is your name? Xue Jing. How old? 17. Where do you live? What do your parents do? Li Qi leaned in closer. Are you an only child? Do you have any siblings? Xue Jing frowned, confused by the line of questioning. Why were these questions getting so personal? Was he here for a fight or a blind date? Suddenly the old man scratched his head and burst into laughter. Don't look at me like that. A future son-in-law is about to enter the family. Of course I have to check his background. Xue Jing whispered to the side. What is going on here? Ningfenghuan shrugged innocently. I have no idea. Suddenly Zhu Xianying stepped forward, clenching her fist. Grandpa, whether he's qualified or not is something we should discuss after he catches these hands. Xue Jing's eyes narrowed instantly, his guard going up. The girl smirked. Don't worry, little brother. I'll go easy on you. Xue Jing showed no fear, curling his finger in a provocative gesture. Bring it. The crowd erupted in whispers. I can't believe the 6th senior sister is fighting him personally. Someone commented, I think this kid is finished today. Ningfenghuan watched with a frown, her annoyance growing. I told them this was just a meet and greet. Why does he insist on turning this into a tournament arc? Xianying lunged forward, shouting, Watch yourself, little brother. Ningfenghuan watched from the sidelines, her anxiety spiking as she couldn't sit still. While Xue Jing stood his ground, the girl rapidly conjured a glowing magic circle beneath her feet. Xianying launched a flurry of attacks, but Xue Jing weaved through them like smoke. In a split second he seized her arm and slammed her violently into the ground. Xianying hit the floor, defeated instantly, her world spinning like a top. Fu Guang watched with admiration. His vision and positioning are impeccable. He reminds me of my younger self. Li Qi threw his head back and laughed. You really found an excellent seedling for this old man. Ningfenghuan puffed out her chest, looking smug. Naturally. Who do you think I am? She let out a sigh of relief. She had actually been worried for a second there. Xue Jing straightened his jacket, looking cool and collected. So, old master, would you consider my challenge a success? At that exact moment, the interface chimed a classic trope of a leveling manhwa. You have defeated a stronger opponent. Combat experience plus 211. All his stats surged upward, accompanied by a massive boost in affinity points. The old master's face turned serious. The boy had never trained in martial arts, yet he defeated Zhu Xianying effortlessly. There is no doubt about it. You are already qualified to become a legacy disciple. So, isn't it time to change how you address him? Hearing those words, Xue Jing froze for a moment, stunned. He then walked over and shook hands with everyone formally. Greetings, master, senior brothers, senior sisters. Fu Guang nodded. Welcome, 7th junior brother. Good, good. Xianying, however, fumed with rage. Hey, what about me? I am Zhu Xianying, your 6th senior sister. I only lost because I underestimated you earlier. Don't get arrogant just because you got lucky once. Xue Jing bowed deeply, showing full respect. Thank you for the lesson, 6th sister. Internally he thought, so she was the youngest before I showed up. Just then, a servant approached him. Young Master Xue, allow me to guide you through the enrollment procedures. Xue Jing tilted his head. Why call me that? Li Qi explained. My legacy disciple cannot be looked down upon by anyone. From today on, you have a status within the inner circle. Calling you young master is only appropriate. Xue Jing scratched his cheek, feeling awkward. Can we change the title? Young Master Xue sounds weird, the butler suggested. Then how about Master Jing? Xue Jing sighed, defeated. Whatever. As long as you guys are happy. A while later in the break room, Xue Jing remarked casually. The challenge wasn't as hard as you said. One move, and she was down. Ningfenghuan shook her head. You lost the moment you thought that. In reality, she is much stronger than you. But martial arts isn't just about stats. Mindset, condition, information, decisions. Luck itself can become the key factor that decides victory or defeat. He looked surprised. You mean, she lost because she underestimated her opponent? She nodded. Exactly. If she had been cautious and waited for you to move first, the outcome would have been very different. But you won, and a win is a win. There's no arguing with results. A fire ignited in Xue Jing's heart. Even so, winning by luck doesn't sit right with me. Looks like I need to train even harder. Then a thought struck him. Oh, right. Where did you go last night? Don't tell me you stayed at the dojo all night, Ning Fengwan replied. That's right. If I'm bringing someone in, I had to pay my respects to Old Man Li first. Xue Jing was curious. Old Man Li. Ning Fengwan stretched her limbs and explained. Back in the day, he almost cuckolded my grandfather. Xue Jing thought to himself, so he was basically a homewrecker. Just then a servant approached. Master Jing, here is your identity card. Simply swipe it at the gate tomorrow. The system Manhwa interface flashed, charm plus 20. Xue Jing nodded. Thanks. The next day, whispers filled the halls. I heard this kid has been training here all night. On his status screen, all his experience points were rising rapidly. Others watched in awe. That long his stamina is terrifying. The system continued to ping. Inner force leveled up to 2. Massive affinity gained. Charm plus 35. Right then Li Qi shouted, don't stop, keep pushing. You're almost there. Don't let all your effort from last night go to waste. The system chimed again. Inner force experience plus 99. Level up, congratulations. Inner force reached level 30 out of 500. Moments later, Xue Jing collapsed to the floor, panting in total exhaustion. The old master laughed heartily, looking delighted. I have taken many disciples in my life, but you are the strongest yet. Before long, you will be ready to cultivate the secret arts of our hidden dragon sect. Hearing the boy's audacious question, the old master nearly leaped from his seat. What kind of cultivation technique is this? How high must my level be to grasp it? Li Qi could only marvel in silence. This kid wasn't just eager. He was a total martial arts maniac. The master extended a weathered hand, commanding him to grip it tight. Xue Jing obeyed, though confusion clouded his mind. Is this another test of my potential? In a flash, bloodshot veins spiderwebbed across the old man's eyes. Xue Jing felt a massive torrent of true qi flooding into his body like a breaking dam. What the hell is he doing? My body. I can't resist this overwhelming power. Li Qi finally released his grip, his breath heavy. Tell me, disciple. What sort of physical training have you undergone? Xue Jing stammered, caught off guard. Just jogging. I haven't really done anything else. Master, is something wrong with my constitution? The old man shook his head, a look of disbelief on his face. No problems. Quite the opposite. It's as if a god with obsessive-compulsive disorder sculpted your very being. Every muscle fiber, every bone, every internal organ. The balance is absolute. It is perfection to a terrifying degree. To put it simply, you are a martial arts prodigy, a 1 in a million talent without a doubt. Xue Jing knew the truth instantly. This isn't natural talent, it's the power of my system stats. Since activating the dual skill, my physique has evolved beyond human limits. In a way, I really have become a monster. Xue Jing pressed on. So, Master, am I ready to inherit the technique? The old man sighed helplessly. Why such haste, child? You trained through the night. Your body is riddled with hidden injuries. To cultivate now would be courting death, not power. Yet Xue Jing's brow furrowed, his eyes burning with unwavering determination. Then what is my path? Li Qi gave his order. Go to the guest quarters. I will have someone bring the auspicious dragon ointment to restore your vitality. Time passed. The scene shifted to the quiet of the hidden dragon dojo. Hearing a rustle outside, he called out, Enter. Zhu Shunying stepped in, a mischievous glint in her eyes. Little junior brother, let your senior sister tend to your wounds. He flinched, startled. Sixth senior sister. Why are you here? His internal alarm bells rang. She's not here for revenge because I beat her, is she? Zhu Shunying didn't hesitate. Come on, junior brother. Strip. Let's see what you're working with. Xue Jing replied, trying to keep his cool. You flatter me, sister. What exactly are you planning? She patted the bed. Stop talking and lie down right here. Suddenly a notification chimed in his mind. System alert. Someone has developed strong affection for you. Charisma increased by 45. Zhu Shunying smirked. That's it. Be a good boy and don't move. She began to pour the herbal remedy onto his skin. Wait. You said don't move, but Xue Jing panicked internally. What is this woman actually trying to do? Zhu Shunying teased, her voice sultry. Oh, junior brother. Don't look at me with those eyes. I admit I can be quite the sore loser. His face burned crimson. Her grip. It's surprisingly strong. She leaned in closer, radiating a dangerous, delinquent aura. Well, say something. Xue Jing forced a stiff smile. It's nothing, as long as senior sister is having fun. She finally averted her gaze, her cheeks tinting pink. Fine. I admit I was being unfair. I lost to you because I was careless, yet I still wanted petty revenge. I just wanted to tease you a little. System alert favorability has increased. Her voice softened into a plea. You won't be angry with me, right? He sighed. I'm not angry. It just hurts a bit. Please continue, sister. Don't mind me. Xue Jing nodded, satisfied. Good. The upper body is done. Now take off your pants. Ha! Xue Jing reacted violently, clutching his waistband. The lower half? I can handle that myself. No need to trouble you. She immediately covered her mouth, giggling. I'm just playing with you. Look at how terrified you are. Fine, handle the rest yourself, junior brother. And with that, Xue Jing hummed a happy tune as she skipped out of the room. The system pinged relentlessly. You have performed the 10 Dragons Pillar Art training. Experience increased by 98. Walking down the street later, Xue Jing shuddered. Terrifying. That woman nearly dismantled my skeleton back there. Status window open. Congratulations, you have leveled up. Combat skills advanced to level 3. Internal energy advanced to level 4. I leveled up already. He checked the time. Well, I have nothing else to do. Perfect timing for that appointment at the library. It feels like a pivotal scene in a leveling manhwa. The name sounds childish, but they're actually the city's special ops division. Still, why would a secret organization want to meet in a public library? Moments later, he arrived at the majestic provincial library. Xue Jing scanned the area. It was completely deserted. Not a soul in sight. Are they pranking me? Suddenly a voice cut through the silence. Xue Jing, you're here. He spun around toward the source of the sound. A young woman sat there. Greetings. My name is Wu Yuqing. Xue Jing raised an eyebrow. Wu as in void. Yuqing as in young emotion. Weird name. Why the library rendezvous? Wu Yuqing replied calmly. The librarian is my mole. I recruit people quietly here. We obviously can't just walk into the Special Ops headquarters for a casual chat. I was skeptical about the rumors at first, but after seeing you in person, I believe them. She looked him dead in the eye. Will you join us? Why should I? Her next words sent a shockwave through his composure. Don't you want to know the truth about the divine relics? She smirked. It seems I hit the mark. Xue Jing narrowed his eyes, his guard up. How do you know that term? She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she casually reached for a water bottle on the table. If you don't want to talk, that's fine. Not providing info first was my mistake. She slid the glass across the table. Here, taste this. He hesitated, then downed the glass in one gulp. Xue Jing looked confused. Isn't this just ordinary purified water? Wu Yuqing remained expressionless as she poured another glass. Crystal clear liquid filled the cup again. Try it one more time. Seriously. It's just water, isn't it? What is her game? But Xue Jing complied, draining the glass again. His eyes widened. It's sweet. Wu Yuqing began her lecture. 287 years ago, God died. Or to be precise, the divine fell. Upon death, the deity shattered into countless points of light, what we call the blood of God. This divine blood rained down upon the world. It infested objects, living creatures, even fragments of human dreams. Anything hosting the blood of God becomes what we call a divine artifact. This sweet water bottle designation, GOD 1567, is one such artifact. Xue Jing leaned forward. Can I inspect it? How do I know you didn't just sneak sugar into the bottle beforehand? Be my guest. As soon as his fingers brushed, the plastic alarms blared in his head. System alert. Divine matter detected, initiating divinity extraction process. Divinity increased by 5. Current status 502 out of 500 divinity points. Realization dawned on him. This is exactly like a system manhwa cheat code. I can absorb divine power just by touching these artifacts. With this, I can finally upgrade the Ghostbone active skill. Xue Jing suppressed his excitement and asked, so what's its special function? Making water sweet without sugar, or boiling water from thin air? The notifications kept rolling in. Divinity increased by 5. Wu Yuqing covered a small giggle. You're getting warmer. Keep guessing. She observed him with amusement. This kid acts like he's never seen the supernatural world. It's actually kinda cute. Xue Jing scrutinized the bottle. The water level? It hasn't dropped a millimeter. This bottle produces infinite water. Wu Yuqing nodded. Correct, you're sharp. System status 502 out of 500 divinity. A faint smile touched her lips. I finally have enough points. It's time to awaken the active skill. As a top student at Provincial High, surely you understand the implication. Xue Jing's answer was grim and absolute. It means the laws of physics in this world no longer apply. If what you say is true, this soda bottle is essentially a perpetual motion machine, isn't it? An anomaly capable of rewriting the fundamental laws of the universe. Could the infinite energy source in the inner circle be connected to this artifact? She offered a reassuring smile. Don't overthink it. A divine artifact by its very nature represents absurdity. It is a miracle that humanity can never hope to replicate. He narrowed his eyes. Why are you telling me all of this? What's your angle? Simple, she explained. 3 days ago, you, a mere mortal, defeated a monster. You faced a terrifying unknown entity without a shred of fear. Your mental fortitude already surpasses the masses. That is why I want you to join the Wu Corporation's Artifact Collection Division. Xue Jing's demeanor flipped instantly. Big sister, please let me join your squad. I promise to follow your every command. You really are my favorite big sister. Internally, he was screaming. An artifact collection company. A workplace filled with cheat items. I have to get in. Xue Jing's mind raced as they walked. Artifact collection. Just the name implies endless contact with divine items. I'm about to hit the jackpot. Right now, divine artifacts are the only source of divinity points. My passive twin skill is already broken. But if the active skill is even more unreasonable, no one in this world will be able to touch me. Seeing his eager expression, Wu Yuqing sighed. Truly a rookie who hasn't seen the world. She unzipped her bag and pulled out a document. Read the contract first. If there are no objections, sign it. He scanned the pages. It looked like a standard labor agreement, except for a strict confidentiality clause. Is this job dangerous? He asked. Wu Yuqing clarified. Divine artifacts are ranked A, B, C, and D, based on their danger level. Since you're a new hire, the company will only assign you D-rank missions. Follow the procedures, and you'll be perfectly safe. Only after you mature will you handle the real threats. His curiosity piqued. What about A rank? Don't worry about those for now, she assured him. When an artifact of that caliber appears, no single individual or company can handle it. That is when the national authorities step in. Xue Jing's expression suddenly turned serious. One last question. Why me? Just because I touched an artifact once doesn't mean I'm qualified, right? Internally, he was skeptical. She doesn't know I have a system interface, nor does she know I cultivate martial arts. Is she hiring me based solely on that Shuren's words? Something feels off. Wu Yuqing shook her head calmly. You are mistaken about one thing. You didn't touch the artifact. The artifact touched you. He frowned, the meaning eluding him. What does that mean? Divine artifacts possess a certain level of will, she theorized. They actively approach those who attract them, and there is a rare breed of humans capable of naturally attracting these items. I am one of them. Wu Yuqing pointed a slender finger directly at Xue Jing. And you. You possess the exact same constitution as me. That salary offer, it's simply proof of my sincerity. His eyes widened. I'm that special. No wonder they were desperate to recruit me. Xue Jing signed his name with a flourish. Honestly, the money doesn't matter. I just really love artifacts. I look forward to your guidance. My dear big sister. Wu Yuqing glanced at the signed contract and smiled. Happy cooperation. If there's nothing else, I'm heading out. Goodbye. Xue Jing plodded as he walked away. Between the Hidden Dragon Dojo and collecting artifacts, my schedule is packed. I probably won't have time for school anymore. He pulled out his phone. Cover for me. Tell the teachers I'm sick and bedridden. Got it. Leave it to me. Thanks. Also, 200,000 a month. Xue Jing muttered the numbers dancing in his eyes. Even 10 years after graduating, I wouldn't make that much. This really is like the start of a leveling manhwa. But priority number 1 is raising my strength. I need power to survive. He focused on his interface. Let's see what this active skill is all about. System Twin Class. Level 1. Divinity needed to upgrade 502 out of 100. Passive 2 lives. Upon death, freely choose resurrection time within 7 days. Cooldown 3 months. Active skill unlocked. Divinity condition met 502,500. He selected Activate. Options flooded his mind. Memory defense, physical strength, reaction, speed movement, speed calculation focus. Xue Jing fell into deep thought. If I choose physical strength, does the twin skill double my power? I already have the resurrection armor. Doubling my defense is pointless. Besides, my base stats are already tanky, and my main attack method is precision strikes, not brute force. In the world of martial arts, speed is the only truth that remains undefeated. I choose speed. Movement speed selected. I need a control group first, or I won't know how OP this skill is. 100 meters to that streetlight. Let's see my base time. He exploded off the mark, tearing down the road with shocking agility. The stopwatch on his phone ticked up, finally stopping at 10.24 seconds. Xue Jing frowned. Not bad, but not great. Once I activate the skill, the runback should be faster, right? He crouched low, his muscles coiling like springs. Twin. Activate. Instantly, Xue Jing was engulfed in startup particles. Where he moved, a trail of lightning followed like a phantom. He skidded to a halt. The time was exactly halved. This twin skill? It's actually legitimate. Xue Jing analyzed the data. For a sprinter to improve from 20 seconds to 12 is relatively easy with high-intensity training. But after that, shaving off even 0.1 seconds requires hundreds, even thousands of times the effort. Without god-tier talent and endless resources, it's impossible. Imagine I'm in a life-or-death duel where a single mistake means the end. Twin activates. No one could predict this illogical physics-breaking acceleration. This is a killing move, he realized. This is Twin. A divine skill that ignores rules, defies physics, and shatters the body's limits. While my body is still hot, let's try a few more. He paused. Wait, even this has a cooldown. System, are you kidding me? From activation to now, it was barely 20 seconds. I'll have to calculate my usage carefully in the future. Who knows when it will recharge. The interface blinked. Twin class level 1. Xue Jing dragged his exhausted body toward home. Training all day. Every muscle is screaming. I need a hot bath and a long sleep. Tomorrow, I have to hit the dojo. The moment he walked through the door, he collapsed onto the floor. A while later, Xue Jing snapped awake, disoriented. He checked his phone. 6 hours gone in a blink. What the hell? Why am I sleeping in the hallway? First, let's check the twin abilities recovery. It was nearly complete. The penalty was harsh. 1 second of activation required 1,000 seconds of cooldown. A full burnout meant a 6-hour coma. His phone buzzed. Zhu Shanying's voice message practically exploded. Xue Jing, where are you? Training started ages ago. Panic set in. He bolted down the street. I'm dead meat. I'm late. Breathless, he reached the hidden dragon dojo and threw the doors open with a thunderous bang. A junior disciple paused her drill to whisper. 7th junior brother is finally here. Zhu Shanying stormed over, her aura intense. Perfect timing. Get in the ring. We're going to spar and show these rookies what real force looks like. The disciples murmured among themselves. No guessing who loses this one. Senior Sister Zhu only slipped up last time. The newbie doesn't stand a ghost of a chance. I hope she goes easy on him. Don't break our little junior brother. Xue Jing sighed, his shoulders slumping. Seriously, we're doing this again. She claimed it was a demonstration, but she was clearly out for blood to reclaim her lost honor. She wouldn't be holding back today. He shifted into his stance. Fine. It's the perfect time to test my new limits. 6th Senior Sister, please guide me. Ding, the system interface flashed. Twin level 1 activated. Zhu Shanying lunged, aiming to dominate him instantly. Her strike hit nothing but air. In a blur, Xue Jing seized her wrist. With a surge of torque, he slammed her into the mat with a bone-rattling thud. Stars danced in Zhu Shanying's vision. How I used my full strength. How did I lose? Xue Jing bowed politely, masking his dominance. Thank you for letting me win, Senior Sister. System notification: combat concluded. Combat XP plus 97. Physical conditioning XP plus 81. Mental state joyful. Health cultivation XP plus 49. Xue Jing analyzed the data. Weight no bonus for defeating a stronger opponent. Does the system judge that with Twin active I'm no longer the underdog? She has the experience and was on high alert, yet she couldn't even track my movements. This ability is broken. My future training needs to focus on maximizing this explosive speed differential. Just then, Fu Guang approached with a friendly grin. Hey, junior brother. Up for some dragon-grasping art practice? I'd be honored, 5th brother, Xue Jing replied. Hours later, Fu Guang was panting, completely drained. Hold on. I thought you were bluffing about training all night. But you're already on the verge of manifesting dragon chi. It's insane, Fu Guang muttered. Xue Jing didn't deny it. Dragon chi. Fu Guang hesitated, his expression turning serious. There's a legend in the martial world. A supreme physical realm known as the treasure body, turning one's flesh into a divine artifact. This realm has 5 supreme aspects. First, dragon elephant muscle. It's as if a water dragon dwells within every fiber of your being. Second, iron tree tendons. Your meridians become as tough and rooted as an ancient ironwood tree. Third, glazed skin, flawless and impenetrable. Fourth, undying jade bones, indestructible skeletal structure. And finally, molten gold blood. When you exert force, your blood boils like volcanic magma. But it's just a fairy tale. No mortal has ever achieved it. Xue Jing's eyes narrowed. Impossible for others, maybe. But with my system, becoming a martial arts legend isn't out of reach. Suddenly, a violent presence crashed into the room. Xue Jing shifted to a combat stance instinctively while Fu Guang flinched in terror. Us. Eldest brother Arnai. Shards of glass rained down onto the dojo floor. Fu Guang nervously made introductions. Come here, Xue Jing. Meet the strongest fighter in our hidden dragon dojo Mengbochang. He's a bit eccentric, Fu Guang whispered. He prefers jumping through windows over using doors. Xue Jing watched a spark of shock in his eyes. He jumped all the way up here. What kind of monstrous leg strength does that take? Fu Guang put on his best sycophantic smile. Big brother, what brings you to us? With a simple shrug from the giant, Fu Guang understood. Got it. Little junior brother, I have stuff to do. I'm out. He paused at the door. Remember what I told you. The essence of the dragon grasp is flow and form. Xue Jing observed the movements intensely. Flow, form. He pressed his palm against the cold floor tiles. I've been obsessed with increasing my chi volume, but I neglected the shape. What if I combined the form with my precision aiming ability? 3 hours vanished. He channeled the atmospheric energy, the raw power flowing from the outside world, into his dantian. Veins bulged along his arm, condensing the energy into a swirling, unstable sphere. He locked onto his target and released. Boom! A shockwave tore through the training hall. Xue Jing stared at his hand. That hit way harder than flicking pebbles. Suddenly, slow rhythmic clapping echoed from the shadows. Master Li Qi stepped forward. I knew your body was gifted, but I didn't expect such talent in chi manipulation. He produced a glowing pill. Swallow this. Xue Jing tossed it into his mouth without hesitation. Li Qi flared his spiritual pressure. Now look into my eyes, Xue Jing. Panic spiked. What is this pressure? Where the hell am I? What did Master do to me? He was floating in a bizarre submerged dimension, a blinding light pulsating from the depths. A colossus, a primal dragon, surged toward him. Its ancient eyes locked onto Xue Jing's soul. In that instant, Xue Jing's own eyes ignited with crimson fire. He looked down at his arm in horror. What is happening to me? Agony split his skull. The chi inside him was rampaging like a wild beast. Is this the pill's effect? He forced himself to breathe. Calm down. Stabilize the flow before it tears you apart. His face flushed with heat as he compressed the energy. This sensation, it's incredible. All distractions are gone. In the blinding void, a massive dragon claw materialized. He tuned into the dragon's presence. I just need to focus. Cultivate this power. Fractures of light shattered the darkness. As his eyes snapped open, a blue screen appeared. Visualization skill. Unlocked. This was the peak moment of an awakening Manhwa. He blinked, finding himself back in the dojo. Why am I back? Li Qi smiled grimly. If you stayed any longer, your chi would have been completely drained. To manifest dragon chi on your first attempt, you're a monster, Xue Jing. Xue Jing tilted his head. Master, what exactly is dragon chi? The old master explained the secret. The so-called dragon chi, simply put it, is raw emotion. Think back. When rage consumes you, do your strikes not carry the weight of mountains? When fighting for survival, does power not surge through your very veins? In our hidden dragon school, we call the art of igniting these emotions dynamic chi. Conversely, the iron will to suppress and control them is known as static chi. To fuse the dynamic and the static. That is the path to invincibility. Xue Jing's blood pumped harder with every word. But how could one master such a paradox? Master Li Qi stroked his beard, a knowing smile playing on his lips. The answer lies within you. Do not ask, perceive. The young disciple paused, a spark of realization in his eyes. He had grasped the essence, a state of mind untethered by distraction. Xue Jing shut his eyes, diving into the abyss of his consciousness. Suddenly, memories from his past life flooded back clearer than crystal, merging with his present reality. Problems that once stumped him in university now unraveled like child's play. It wasn't just memory. His cognitive faculties had evolved. As expected of a protagonist in an awakening manhwa, his intellect was sharpening alongside his strength. But the old master's voice cut through his thoughts. Do not get arrogant. That is merely the tip of the iceberg. Xue Jing stared at his palms. Mundane distractions no longer swayed his heart. His imagination had become a weapon. In his mind's eye, a colossal dragon materialized, every golden scale, every strand of its mane rendered in terrifying high definition. Was this the true essence of visualization arts? Master Li Qi shook his head. Theory is useless without blood and sweat. You must experience it in the crucible of combat. Qingjiao, get over here and spar with the boy. The fourth sister appeared, still chewing her meal crumbs, clinging to her lips, looking completely unbothered. The master declared her force control superior to all other disciples, even better than her father's. Xue Jing scanned her slender, beautiful frame skeptically. Could such a delicate figure truly hold such monstrous power? How would she fare against the sixth sister? Qingjiao calmly extended a hand, a silent provocation. Xue Jing didn't hesitate. He lunged forward like a striking cobra. Forgive me, fourth sister. Bam. Before his attack could even land, an invisible wall of force stopped him dead. The master laughed heartily. Your killing intent is leaking everywhere, boy. Does she have sensors sharper than your own golden finger? She nonchalantly dusted the speck of dirt from her hands, eyes calm as a still lake. Xue Jing gritted his teeth, forced his breathing to steady, and prepared for round 2. Again he charged. His mind raced with dark strategies. Honor. Forget it, I'll use every dirty trick in the book. In the world of martial arts, the victor is the one left standing. The loser eats the dirt. But it was futile. Every feint, every cheap shot, she read him like an open book. Xue Jing hit the ground again, wiping sweat and grit from his brow, refusing to yield. The training hall echoed with the rhythmic sounds of violence. Thud, smack, crash. The brutal symphony continued until the sun began to bleed into the horizon. He dodged, wove, and struggled, while she unleashed a relentless storm of attacks. Then, a miracle. His hand connected with Qingjiao's body. The impact forced her to slide back a considerable distance. Xue Jing stared at his fist in disbelief. That sensation. It felt different. Master Li Qi stepped in, placing a gentle hand on Qingjiao's back to steady her. That is enough for today. The girl is hungry. Fighting on an empty stomach benefits no one. Go rest, Qingjiao. As she walked away, Xue Jing wiped his drenched face, a sudden question forming. Master. Why hasn't fourth sister spoken a single word? A shadow crossed the master's face. She endured a hellish childhood. It is a story too heavy for a single evening. I will tell you when the time is right. He shifted the subject. Now tell me. How do you feel? Did the training bear fruit? I'm exhausted, Xue Jing gasped. Suddenly, the blue interface of his system Manhwa ability flashed before his eyes. Stamina level 5. 8. 20. 2000. Recovery level 3. 4. 68800. Agility level 5. 699. 2000. He had never felt this drained in 2 lifetimes, yet a strange, intoxicating euphoria bubbled within him. Fourth sister is a monster, he muttered. 4 hours with her gave me more XP than weeks of solo grinding. I need to cling to her golden thighs if I want to survive. The moon rose high as he began the long, lonely walk home. Pushing open the door, he called out, Ning Feng Huan, I brought the holy grail of midnight snacks, fried chicken. Silence answered him. Ning Feng Huan, it's late. Where could she be? The sound of splashing water drifted from the bathroom. He glanced down, her shoes were by the entrance. Wait, is she taking a bath? Panic flared in his chest. Did someone lock her in? She mentioned enemies before. Is she in danger? Adrenaline spiking, he kicked the door open. Ning Fenghuan. The steam cleared, revealing just a girl in a bath. He exhaled relief, washing over him. You're just washing up, splashed Ning Fenghuan, furiously threw water at him. Get out, you pervert! Unfazed, he grabbed her wet wrist. Hurry up, the chicken is getting cold. At the mention of food, her anger evaporated, replaced by drooling anticipation. Fried chicken. Under the twilight glow, he found himself helping her wash up in a wholesome twist. But Ning Fenghuan's mind was only on the crispy skin. Ding system alert affection, increased charm proficiency, plus 89. Suddenly, the collar on her neck erupted with a blinding arcane light. A shockwave blasted Xue Jing backward. He shielded his eyes. My eyes too bright. When the light faded, the hand pressing against his chest was no longer a paw. It was unmistakably human. Xue Jing's voice trembled. Ning Fenghuan. The realization hit her like a truck. She was human, and she was exposed. Screaming, she covered herself. Don't look. Turn around. Calm down, I can't see anything, I swear. He clamped his hands over his eyes, turning his back. Her face burned with the heat of 1,000 suns. You liar! I'm a man of my word, Xue Jing insisted. Just get up first. But Ning Fenghuan's body was still reeling from the metamorphosis, strange sensations rippling through her newfound limbs. What's happening to me? She whimpered. Why now? Xue Jing's mind raced. We must have triggered the hidden condition of the god's relic. So-as condition. She paused, her eyes inadvertently landing on Xue Jing's wet shirt clinging to his chiseled abs. Her heart did a traitorous flip. She replayed the moment. A flutter of affection. Plus the promise of fried chicken equals humanity. What kind of absurd logic was this? That stupid god, she cursed internally. And I still have ears and a tail. What kind of half-baked relic is this? She gathered her dignity. Listen to me, don't get any funny ideas. This is just an accident. Her voice died in her throat as she realized the precariousness of their position. Her gaze drifted downward. Her eyes widened. You! How dare you! Xue Jing groaned, his voice strained. Biology is not something I can control with willpower alone. If you don't get off me right now, he warned, sweat beading on his forehead, the beast within is going to wake up, and I don't mean the dragon chi, Ning Fenghuan shrieked. Warn me sooner next time. My tail is stuck. Keep your eyes closed. She tried to scramble away, but the wet floor had other plans. Slip. Gravity was a cruel mistress. She tumbled straight back onto him. Ning Fenghuan. Xue Jing gasped, his soul leaving his body. She turned away, burning with shame. I didn't mean to. She squirmed, trying to find purchase, but the friction caused issues. Strange sounds escaped her lips. Xue Jing gritted his teeth. Ning Fenghuan. Please. You're killing me. I know, she wailed. Xue Jing took a deep breath, summoning every ounce of his static chi. Escape now while my rationality still holds the leash. One more second, and I won't be responsible for the consequences. 1 hour later, Ning Fenghuan fled the room in a flood of tears. She slammed the door with such devastating force that the walls shook. Xue Jing was left sitting by the tub, letting out a heavy, helpless sigh. When he went to check on her, he found a confused kitten. Why did you revert? He asked. Ning Fenghuan looked downcast. I don't know. I calmed down and poofed back to cat form. Now I can't shift back to human. It makes no sense. In that moment, he reached out to comfort her. But the traumatized kitty dodged his touch and scampered away, still reeling from the embarrassment. Xue Jing withdrew his hand. Makes sense. After that incident, she needs space. He cleared his throat. Ning Fenghuan. I know someone who is an expert on divine relics. I'll visit her tomorrow to explain the situation. She might have a way to restore your human form. Her reply was cold as ice. Whatever. Xue Jing's imagination ran wild. He pictured her human form bowing down, saying, "Oh, great master, I was wrong." But in reality, Ning Fenghuan was just sitting there giggling to herself like a maniac. Xue Jing could only sigh at his own helplessness. The next morning, golden sunlight flooded the room, bringing a sweet notification from the system. Early riser bonus health experience, points plus 38. Health cultivation level 3 out of 800. A satisfied grin spread across Xue Jing's face as Ning Fenghuan slept soundly beside him. Suddenly his phone buzzed, shattering the peace. He sat up. It was a message from Wu Yuking. Emergency. Come now. Xue Jing's eyes lit up finally, some real action in this leveling manhwa. He arrived at the city library rendezvous point, scanning the crowd. Where is Wu Yuking? She said it was urgent, but I don't see her anywhere. The only person nearby was a plain girl with thick glasses. Suddenly, Xue Jing's gaze locked on her. Wait, that boring-looking girl was actually Wu Yuking. She offered a gentle smile and removed the frames. Impressive perception, she praised. Most people look right through me, but you found me instantly. A flush of embarrassment colored Yuking's cheeks, matching her new lipstick. She coughed awkwardly to snap him out of his trance. Xue Jing quickly looked away, playing it cool. Behold, divine relic number 1280, she explained. These glasses suppress the wearer's presence to 0. They make you practically invisible to the naked eye. Is that it? He asked skeptically. But his internal interface chimed, divine material detected absorbing divinity. 6%. This was a classic system manhwa moment. It's not just stealth, she revealed. The longer you wear them, the more presence you accumulate. Take them off and that suppressed charisma explodes outward like a blinding supernova. Xue Jing sighed. So I haven't suddenly become a superstar. It's just the glasses hacking reality. That's disappointing. He shifted gears. Anyway, didn't you say there was a job for me? Read this first. She slid a file over. It's a rank C retrieval mission. Normally, I wouldn't give this to you, but the target is Relic 1105, the crown of the villainess. It amplifies the user's primal desires. The current host is a woman named Lu Huying. The crown drives her to possess any attractive male she sees. She's completely enslaved by an uncontrollable lust for power and men. Xue Jing put on the glasses. So, this relic is essentially made for me. She nodded. Exactly. Your base stats are already high. Wear these to charge up, then take them off to unleash a charisma bomb on Lu Huying. When her senses are overloaded by your charm, you can easily snatch the crown of the villainess. It's the only way to reset her to normal. You are the only one suitable for this retrieval, Xue Jing facepalmed. So basically, I have to use a honey trap. This feels like a weird twist in a manhwa recap. But honestly, he didn't mind. Absorbing divinity, 41%. He was draining 2 relics at once. His growth rate was going to be legendary. These glasses are great, he mused. If I wear them for 10 or 15 years, and then take them off, well, wouldn't I basically become a god walking on Earth? Yuking stared blankly. Xue Jing, he coughed. Just kidding. Wait, are these yours? Of course not. I rented them from another retrieval company. Xue Jing blinked in surprise. There are other companies. I thought we were the main characters. I never told you. Yuking looked surprised. You seem to think our company is some mysterious elite organization. I hate to break it to you, but we're just one branch. Don't get me wrong. We deal with supernatural items, sure. But functionally, we're basically glorified street sweepers. Xue Jing paused, stunned. Street sweepers. That sounds incredibly uncool for an awakening Manhwa protagonist. Yuking smirked. There are thousands of known relics in the world, she reasoned. They spawn randomly everywhere. One company can't possibly manage the chaos alone. Plus, the mortality rate is extremely high. It's not exactly a job people line up for. So we work with rivals, he asked. Not exactly, she corrected. The government effectively outsources the dirty work to us. Some companies are ruthless profit seekers who will do anything for money. If you meet agents from other firms, watch your back. A cold sweat ran down his spine. Got it. Now let's test this charisma bomb effect. He whipped off the glasses, revealing his perfectly sculpted face. Thump. Yuking's heart skipped a beat. System alert. Target affection increasing charm, plus 19. Xue Jing smirked. Looks like it works perfectly. Later, amidst the city traffic, Xue Jing reviewed the mission data in the back of a taxi, his focus razor sharp. He analyzed the target. Lu Huying, Territory South City Club B nightclub district. She operates like a classic mafia queen, he thought. The file stated that Lu Huying used the crown's physical buffs to build her own territory, the Rose Gang. A tyrant in the making. She sustains her power by draining the vitality of countless men while the crown feeds her insatiable hunger. The stronger her desire grows, the more terrifying her physical strength becomes. It's an infinite stacking loop. If no one stops her, the crown's power will grow forever. He had to remove that artifact to break the curse. The automated voice chimed, arriving at South City. Please exit via the rear door. Absorbing divinity. 79%. His power was surging. Inside the district, chaos reigned. Lu Huying swung a massive steel weapon, laughing maniacally. The thrill of absolute freedom, it's intoxicating. I do what I want. Anyone who opposes me dies. Xue Jing watched from the shadows, unimpressed. She acts like a bratty teenager. Then he saw at the glint of the crown. Target acquired. The manager stepped forward with a fake smile. Lu Huying leaving so soon? She scoffed, her annoyance visible. Who said I wanted to leave? Where are your two boys hiding? He replied calmly. Which one do you need? I'll summon them immediately. Lu Huying's expression turned vicious. Which one? I want both of them. Watching from the shadows, Xue Jing thought, does she expect me to seduce this old cougar? I'd rather die right here. The crowd of thugs roared with excitement. Brother Duan is finally making his move. That witch Lu Huying is dead meat. Xue Jing realized the situation. A vendetta. I better stay hidden and watch. Kaiping stepped forward and bellowed, Lu Huying, I hear you've been acting like a queen lately. She looked down at him with pure disdain. Who are you supposed to be? A subordinate trembled as he introduced him. Boss, that's Duan Kaiping of the Blade Sect. He's the one who crushed our guy. She scanned his physique with a predatory gaze. Not bad. Your body is quite fit. Want to have some fun with Big Sister? Rage twisted Kaiping's face. You filth! Kaiping launched a fist forward. Give back our territory, don't you dare dodge, you old hag. Xue Jing analyzed the battlefield. So the Rose Sect stole the Blade Sect's turf. Just another day of gangs slaughtering each other for power. The mob screamed, get them, don't let them escape, Rose Sect charge. In seconds, the street erupted into a symphony of chaotic violence. Lu Huying screamed in horror. Xiaobao! A voice cried out from the chaos. My son! Her aura flared with killing intent. Blade Sect trash, don't you dare ruin my plans. Kaiping provoked her. Finally getting serious, you old witch, then witness my true power. Suddenly, Xue Jing's eyes widened in shock. Lu Huying slammed into the wall, denting the solid concrete. She grinned manically, eyes wild. Interesting. Let's see whose technique is superior. Xue Jing narrowed his eyes, observing every micro-movement. Lu Huying launched herself at Kaiping with blinding speed. He didn't back down, rushing to meet her impact. Dust engulfed the battlefield. This thug isn't simple, Xue Jing noted. His hand acts like a blade, slicing through the air like it's nothing. Yet Lu Huying only suffered a scratch. Kaiping had the skill, but her physical defense was monstrous. His attacks were useless against her iron skin. Xue Jing watched the stalemate with growing boredom. Are they going to dance around like this all day? The system Manhwa interface suddenly flashed. Divinity absorption 100%. Action speed activated. Finally, he smirked. Time to check the status board. I chose speed last time, Xue Jing mused. Now let's add raw power to the mix. A magic circle ignited within his pupils. Let's test this upgrade. Xue Jing unleashed his energy. He watched his invisible strike pierce right through Kaiping. Perfect, he grinned. The results are devastating. Lu Huiying scanned the area frantically. Who's there? Show yourself. Kaiping clutched his bleeding wound, trembling in fear. A sneak attack, retreat, move out. Just you wait, Witch will be back, his goons screamed. Lu Huiying cursed, rubbing her bruises. Damn, that hurt. Then Xue Jing stepped out of the shadows. Hey, brat, she hissed, eyeing him suspiciously. Was that you just now? And if it was, she narrowed her eyes. Are you packing a gun? Think what you want. He shrugged indifferently. But I don't need weapons for you. She fights like a brawler, he analyzed. Zero professional training. Her gaze bore into him, unblinking. Fine. I'll crush her head on. No need to sacrifice my dignity with a honey trap strategy. If things get hairy, I'll just remove the limiter glasses, she scoffed, looking him up and down. You think a little boy like you can handle me? Maybe in bed, sure. Ignoring her, he closed his eyes, inhaling the dense spiritual energy. Lu Huiying froze, confused by his sudden calmness. Is this kid actually dangerous? She gritted her teeth, raising her guard. Who the hell are you? His aura exploded outwards, shaking the air. Me, you can call me Xue Jing. The system chimed in his mind, twin state activated. He vanished, reappearing as a streak of light that tore through the air. The sheer pressure warped the space around them. Her eyes bulged in absolute terror. Explosions bloomed like deadly flowers sweeping across the street. He clenched his fist, unleashing a barrage of devastating strikes. Thousands of invisible blades slashed her skin. The clash sent shockwaves through the alley, bringing down debris like rain. The dust settled. Xue Jing looked at his reddened hand. She's tough as nails. Passers-by gasped. Is this a movie? Look at that wall. Is she dead? Is this guy the protagonist of an awakening manhwa? Even Kaiping got wrecked, but this kid is dominating her. A hand burst from the rubble. Lu Huiying rose, radiating pure fury. You little... Dark energy began to swirl ominously around her crown. Killing intent flooded her voice. You've signed your death warrant. But Xue Jing only grinned, blood pumping. Now this is a real fight, she charged. I'll turn you into ground beef. She swung wildly, but he weaved through the attack like smoke. Her eyes went wide with shock. Bam! A high kick connected squarely with her face. Blood sprayed like mist. She clamped her jaw shut, eyes burning with humiliation and rage. She screamed like a banshee. You're dead, you can't escape! Suddenly he raised a hand and she froze in her tracks. A magic circle flared in his pupils. With a casual motion, he flicked her right on the forehead. She stumbled back, clutching her face. My eyes, I can't see. Master always said Xue Jing thought there's no shame in fighting dirty. Victory is all that matters. History is written by the victors. Gender doesn't matter. He noted coldly. Everyone has a weak point. A swift strike sent a tremor through her entire body. He raised both hands, gathering momentum for the finisher. With merciless force, he brought a hammer fist down onto her skull. She face-planted into the concrete, unconscious. Her tiara rolled away with a metallic clink. Xue Jing adjusted his glasses calmly, ignoring the terrified crowd. He picked up the tiara. The system interface pinged item villainous crown. Divine material detected. Extracting divinity. He snapped a photo for proof and hit send to Wu Yuqing. Mission accomplished. Glancing at her unconscious body, he sneered. Try not to suffocate in the dirt. As for the villainess who claimed the crown of evil, let the very victims she tormented decide her punishment. The system chime rang out, absorbing Divinity 33. 39 out of 100. He realized the absorption speed had skyrocketed. What lies beneath this place? Just then a voice cut through the silence. Hey, brat. Xue Jing spun around, his eyes widening. Xu Yingkun emerged from the shadows, demanding the item. Hand it over. Trash like you has no right to touch that. Xue Jing tightened his grip. Like I'd let this guy interrupt a critical moment in this leveling manhwa. Xue Jing's voice remained calm. And if I refuse, murderous intent exploded from the man like a storm. Then you're courting death, kid. Data flashed in the enemy's eyes, analyzing Xue Jing, 16 or 17 years old, living in the slums yet evaluated at level 2. He scoffed. Still too weak. Xu Yingkun stepped forward, menace radiating from him. I'll give you one last shot. Bam! A vicious kick slammed directly into his groin. You despicable martial artist, Xu Yingkun roared, pain contorting his face. Always using such dirty, underhanded tricks, how could I not guard against it? Xue Jing bolted. Who walks around guarding their crotch 24/7? Are you some kind of pervert? The man bellowed. Stand still, I'm going to slaughter you. Xue Jing analyzed him while sprinting. Is this guy a manager from a rival reclamation agency? His body is strange. It feels like a patchwork of mechanical parts. Behind him, Xu Yingkun pursued with the tenacity of a rabid dog. Massive mechanical hands snatched at the air trying to crush Xue Jing. But the protagonist weaved through the attacks with agile grace. Furious at the chase, Xue Jing clicked his tongue, his eyes glowing a demonic red. Xue Jing assessed the threat. This guy's reserves are deep as the ocean. I can't drag this out. System alert absorbing Divinity. 81 out of 100. Suddenly, Xue Jing braked, raising his guard, just as a fist smashed through the wall. The impact sent him flying, crashing through layers of concrete. Xue Jing gritted his teeth amidst the rubble. Running is useless. He'll catch me eventually. Simultaneously, the system Manhwa interface flashed. Absorption complete. Skill Shadow Flame unlocked. Activate. Xue Jing didn't hesitate. His finger tapped the screen. Xue Yingken strolled over, arrogance oozing from him. Hand it over. I'll only break your limbs and spare your pathetic dog life. Suddenly, a hand phased through the solid rock, aiming straight for him. Xue Yingken unleashed a wave of killing intent, his eyes widening. A dark envoy. Xue Jing's hand emerged from the fissure. Are you referring to me? Xue Yingken recoiled, clutching his neck. Who else could it be? Black miasma swirled around Xue Jing's hand, igniting into a pitch-black flame. He crushed the stone into dust. Xue Jing realized the truth. I'm facing someone who knows about the Shadow Flame reward, and the divinity required to upgrade was 39 out of 10. He saw the black fire and immediately made the connection. What is the link between us? What does reward recipient truly mean? Seeing Xue Yingkun try to sneak away, Xue Jing's eyes narrowed. Oh no, you don't. He swung his arm, unleashing a torrent of black gas. Xue Yingkun stumbled, terror flooding his face. Stay back, get away. Xue Jing looked at his hand, puzzled. I only just thought about attacking, and the shadow flame lunged on its own. Is this some kind of auto-targeting system? Xue Yingkun screamed as he fled. Xue Jing watched with cold, predatory eyes as the black smoke snaked into the man's nostrils. The enemy's eyes watered uncontrollably. Ugh! Xue Jing raised an eyebrow, intrigued. Oh. Xue Yingkun's eyes bulged, his mouth agape in silent agony. Xue Jing stared for a moment, then abruptly turned away, retching violently. The battle was over. The system pinged. Victory achieved. Overcoming a stronger opponent. Combat experience plus 452. Combat experience plus 633. Victory achieved. Overcoming a stronger opponent. Combat experience plus 422. Combat experience plus 558. Physical conditioning leveled up to 6. Progress 28 out of 3000. Preservation arts leveled up to 4. Marksmanship up to 4. Close combat up to 4. Energy manipulation up to 5. Skill acquired Shadow Flame. Xue Jing knelt beside Xue Yingkun's corpse. Something sparkled within the chest cavity, wreathed in black mist. This guy was expensive. Full synthetic skin body. Extremely durable. The fire only left a mark after burning for so long. If I hadn't destroyed him from the inside out, he would have been impossible to kill. He picked up a stone from the scorched earth. The stone looks intact, but it crumbles to ash. It seemed the Shadow Flame's damage output depended entirely on the target's durability. No signs of carbonization, and it's cold to the touch. This isn't normal fire. The flame vanished from his hand. The system description was clear. Shadow Flame is converted from darkness itself. Less darkness means a weaker flame. So, the larger the shadows, the more fuel for the Shadow Flame. The black mist faded completely. Xue Jing blinked. Wait, did I use it all up? No low mana warning, no cooldown timer? He sighed, shaking his head. Whatever. I'll figure it out later. Right now, I need to explain this mess to Wu Yu King. Meanwhile, in a high-rise overlooking South City, a red thorny artifact pulsated under a veil of black smoke. Zhongji stared at the artifact, stroking it gently. Duan Kaiping. Do you know why I summoned you? The bandaged man knelt on the floor, trembling. I know, Master. You explicitly warned me not to cause trouble recently, yet I failed you. Zhongjai vanished, reappearing instantly. He gripped Duan Kaiping's skull, lifting his face. If you knew, why did you still disobey? His voice dropped to a terrifying whisper. Are you tired of living? Do you wish for death? Duan Kaiping slammed his head against the floor. Master, please, this disciple was wrong. Spare me. Zhongjai turned away. Fine. Stand up. What of the 2 units we deployed? I heard they were destroyed. Duan Kaiping hesitated. It was the White Fang organization. But reports say 1 unit was critically damaged by a teenager. Zhongjai's eyes narrowed, veins bulging on his forehead. A teenager? Duan Kaiping sweated profusely, his voice shaking. Yes. His name is Xue Jing. No special background. Just a civilian. A roar shook the room. How can a mere civilian defeat my creations? Duan Kaiping bowed low. You are right, Master. Zhongjai's fury boiled over. Those experiments may be imperfect, but they are not trash to be humiliated by a filthy mortal. Capture him. I will personally offer him as tribute to the great thousand-legged mother. His twisted grin widened into a nightmare. With his flesh, she will birth a legion of superior offspring. And one day, this entire planet shall kneel before me. Star City Library. Xue Jing closed his eyes, his mind racing. I caused such chaos during the mission. How will Wu Yu King handle this? He sighed. Useless to worry now. Worst case scenario, I'll work off the debt. Ding. The elevator doors slid open on the 7th floor. Yu Qing bowed deeply, her voice trembling. I am truly sorry. I never anticipated such a catastrophic anomaly, leaving you to face that nightmare alone. It was a grave failure on my part. Xue Jing's pupils constricted. He was stunned by her humility. She pressed a hand to her heart. I am upgrading this mission to rank C+. Please accept this additional compensation. Xue Jing scratched his cheek, bewildered. No problem. Internally, he panicked. What is this? Her reaction is completely different from what I expected. Yu King exhaled softly. Thank you. Yu King's expression turned serious. The man you eliminated? We've identified him. Chu Ying-kun, a C-rank containment agent from the CI Family Corporation. I contacted their headquarters. They claim it was a rogue action, completely unrelated to their organization. Xue Jing sat down, skepticism written all over his face. A rogue action, he pointed at the dossier. He was a man. What use would he have for the wicked woman's crown? Yu King slid a map across the table. Take a look at this. She pointed to the CE Corporation's territory. They operate in the inner circle. They wouldn't send an agent this far out for a mere triviality. Their excuse is airtight. Yu King gathered the documents. But there are shadows lurking behind this incident. Leave the investigation to me. Do not dig too deep for your own safety. Xue Jing adjusted his frames. Understood. His fingers brushed against the crown. Ah, I almost forgot to give you this. And the glasses. I should return them. Yu King waved her hand frantically. No, keep the glasses. You might need them for future missions. Her hand rested on the report. There was something unsettling about Chu Ying-kun's autopsy. His internal organs, they vanished without a trace. How did you do that? Xue Jing recalled Chu Ying-kun's death. The shadow flame is too dangerous. Even I don't fully understand its mechanics yet. Better to keep it a trump card. He tapped the rim of his glasses, a playful smirk forming. Can I keep that a secret, big sister? Yu King's face flushed crimson. She froze. She covered her face, mortified. Fine. Keep your secrets, just put the glasses on. Xue Jing put them on. Whoa. These really are a divine artifact. His eyes lit up. Oh, right. He held up the card she gave him. What is this exactly? Yu Qing regained her composure. That is your containment license. It will streamline all future containment missions. Xue Jing raised an eyebrow, unable to hide his delight. Does this mean I'm officially on the payroll? Yu Qing snapped her fingers. Naturally. Aside from the official perks, the library archives are now fully open to you. I have matters to attend to. Feel free to browse. Xue Jing waved as she left. Travel safely. He clenched his fist. Perfect. Maybe I can finally find clues about the cattail ring. Xue Jing walked toward the reading area. It was like stepping into another dimension. Glowing panels lined the walls, numbering the infinite knowledge. Xue Jing grabbed a random tome. Subject 018. The Goddess of Death, Unreasonable Favor. A god-tier relic I've never heard of. He scanned his card. Beep. Insufficient clearance. Access denied. Huh. He frowned. What about Subject 069? Cinderella Boy. Surely I can read this one. Beep. Insufficient clearance. Access denied. He frantically tried others. Subject 227. Denied. Subject 580. Denied. Subject 666. Access denied. Xue Jing slumped against the table, panting. This is absurd. She said the archives were open. Do I really need clearance for everything? Does even the cattail ring require high-level authorization? Whatever. Let's find it first. Xue Jing stood before Subject 1391. The cattail ring. He closed his eyes, hands clasped. Please work. The book opened. Subject 1391 cattail ring. File accessed. The corner of Xue Jing's mouth quirked up. Success. But then a system notification chimed. Hazard level B. Clearance mismatch user is rank C. Access limited to first 2 layers. He narrowed his eyes. Level B. For this. Doesn't it just turn people into harmless kittens? How is this ranked the same as relics that can wipe out entire city blocks? Xue Jing took the file and sat down. He flipped the page. After 30 days of bonding, the user can freely shapeshift between human and feline forms. Okay. That is actually pretty convenient. He froze at the next paragraph. A certain scientist, upon sighting the ring, let out a scream of fanatical ecstasy and founded the Divergent God cult. Xue Jing's face twisted in confusion. So, a divergent god cult. He hurriedly turned the page. There must be more on this. After the fall of the gods, great fissures tore the earth apart, birthing the border zones. Explorers ventured into the abyss. There they discovered artifacts capable of communing with the divergent gods. Those who gathered to beg for power became the cults, and those who received the blessings were known as the rewarders. His eyes went wide. So that's what a rewarder is. Xue Jing flipped through the pages frantically, his mind racing. 2 centuries ago, the Lion Saint cult sought to establish a connection with the goddess Bastet, but the deity remained silent, until a believer obtained Subject 1391, and finally received the goddess's favor. But the blessing did not fall upon the believer. It fell upon the item itself, the cattail ring. From that day on, the ring held a terrifying secret. As the integration deepens, the wielder inherits Bastet's power, until they become Bastet herself. Therefore, the Lion Saint cult will stop at nothing. They will slaughter the current host to reclaim the ring. Xue Jing's face darkened instantly, which means his expression crumbled. They are coming to kill Ningfeng. The black cat appeared, arms crossed. That is why I sent you to train, to forge you into something stronger. Xue Jing furrowed his brow. So that's why Ningfeng was so desperate for me to join the dojo. If I don't level up quickly like the protagonist of an awakening manhwa, he recalled the masked figure in black, then both of us are dead meat. But as he turned to the final page, his breath hitched. Subject 1391. Integration conditions. The first integration required a massive emotional shock, and every subsequent step demanded a fresh trigger to advance. Xue Jing closed his eyes, searching for that spark in this awakening manhwa. He visualized bathing the black cat, then remembered she was actually a girl. He shook his head violently to banish the thought. The system's imagery was way too high definition. If transforming her required that level of stimulation every time, he and Ningfeng were in for a very awkward routine. Xue Jing froze. How on earth would he explain this condition to her? Suddenly his hand brushed against a system notification, and his eyes widened. Note 1391. The cattail ring has 0 side effects. This divine relic grants nothing but pure, unadulterated power to the wearer. No side effects whatsoever. The only threat is the Holy Envoy sect. Xue Jing rolled his eyes. He had scared himself for nothing. No backlash was the best news possible. He paused. Wait, that's it. What about Bastet's actual abilities? How do I take it off? The system left the most critical questions completely unanswered. His Class C clearance was useless. Suddenly his phone buzzed in his pocket. A notification? Already. Qingcheng Bank. Hello, Mr. Xue Jing. Your savings account ending in 316 has received 231,511.31 yuan. Current balance 235,212.25 yuan. He stood frozen. This wasn't just compensation from Wu Yuqing. It was a fortune. A grin spread across Xue Jing's face. No more counting pennies for every meal. Now he could focus entirely on cultivation. He would become stronger. Determination burned in his eyes. Tonight they would feast on top-tier ingredients. He'd cook a masterpiece for Ningfeng and figure out how to explain the transformation condition later. 5 days later, the black cat devoured the feast, then looked up. Why the sudden luxury? Did you strike gold? Xue Jing smiled awkwardly. I was rich for a moment. The cat tilted her head. Huh. Xue Jing thought back to his hellish training with Master Li Qi. I've been learning the battle armor art. The technique itself isn't rare, but the process was brutal. Veins bulging, skin burning red, soaking in medicinal vats. He had to drink the concoctions and bathe in them simultaneously. And the cost: a single training cycle burned through 40,000 yuan. He crushed the food in his hand. 5 cycles later, 20 prescriptions were gone. The cat stood up. Shouldn't you still have over 30,000 left? Why act so broke? Xue Jing covered his face and pointed at the mountain of food. The cat sighed, covering her mouth. While I appreciate the tribute to this sect master, you need to learn fiscal responsibility. Blushing slightly, she approached him. Beyond the medicine, you still need to purchase weapons and a hidden arsenal. Plus, you need formal attire for high society events. A decent suit starts at hundreds of thousands. His lip twitched. That much? The cat pointed at the feast. This kind of luxury once a month is plenty. Xue Jing's chopsticks froze in midair. The expenses were endless. Payday was miles away, and Wu Yuqing wouldn't have work for him anytime soon. He gripped his phone tightly. If he didn't find a new revenue stream fast, he'd be back to eating wind and sleeping on dew. He messaged senior brother Fuguang. Brother, I'm strapped for cash. Know any place hiring bodyguard work, heavy lifting? I'll take anything. The reply came instantly. Perfect timing. Meet me tomorrow afternoon at the Hidden Dragon Dojo. Let's see how much you've improved. Xue Jing looked over, and panicked, he slammed the table. Hey, save some for me. Outside the city roared with life. At the Hidden Dragon Dojo, Xue Jing channeled his energy. Focus sharpened his gaze as a golden aura erupted. Ding, new skill unlocked. Soft Force Level 1. Fuguang leaned against a pillar, impressed. This kid is a monster. 5 days to reach this stage of the battle armor art. Meng Meng stepped forward shyly. Junior brother. We're running strength tests. Would you mind demonstrating a few moves? Fuguang slapped Xue Jing on the shoulder. Go on, don't be shy. He smirked. Let's see the fruits of your labor and open their eyes. Xue Jing stepped toward Meng Meng, loosening his joints. All right then, let's give it a shot. Zhao Rong and Ying Yu sneered from the sidelines. The junior just joined. He probably hasn't mastered his power yet. Don't hurt yourself, kid. Yeah, don't shatter your wrist and cry to us about it. Meng Meng snapped back. Shut up, my junior brother is a genius. Xue Jing took his stance. Wham! He struck the bag. Meng Meng blinked. Why didn't he charge up? Zhao Rong held back a laugh. That sounded like a mosquito bite. Is he afraid of breaking a nail? Suddenly crack. The punching bag groaned, split open, and exploded in a shower of stuffing. The crowd gasped, staring at the decimated bag on the floor. Senior brother, what was that? Xue Jing smiled gently. Soft force. True power isn't just about impact. It's about penetration. Focus the energy into a single point, send it inside the target, and detonate. Meng Meng looked at him with stars in her eyes. Thank you for the lesson, senior brother. Xue Jing turned to the heckler. You there, junior brother. Go grab a fresh pad for the machine. The guy jumped. Yes, sir. Fuguang walked over, handing Xue Jing a slip of paper. With that level of skill, I have no worries. A VIP needs protection. It's a messy job, but are you up for it? Xue Jing scanned the note. Address Ruicho Hotel. Reward 800,000 yuan. His eyes practically glowed. 800,000? He grabbed Fuguang's shoulder, seeing nothing but dollar signs. I'll take it. Later, a sleek car pulled up to the Ruicho Hotel. Xue Jing stepped out, radiating an aura of calm authority. As he entered the lobby, whispers rippled through the crowd. Who is that? Look at his attire. A martial artist. Maybe a scion of a noble clan. I heard he's the new security lead, but he looks barely out of high school. Hearing them, he chuckled, glancing at his outfit. The senior sisters were right. In this world, people really did judge a book by its cover. You're seriously going out in that? He shrugged it off effortlessly. What's wrong with it? Comfort is king, right? The little junior sister scoffed. People judge a book by its cover. Dress cheap, get treated cheap. Zhu Shunying suddenly flashed a blinding red suit. Fear not, senior sister prepared this masterpiece just for you. It's a designer original. He stared at the fabric, horrified. That wasn't a suit. It was a neon sign. It wasn't like he was going on a blind date. Suddenly, a gentle tap landed on his shoulder. Qingjiao presented a sleek, elegant black suit. Zhu Shunying gasped, outraged. You cunning fox, I definitely got here first. Back in the present, Xue Jing smiled. When it came to style, senior sister Meng was in a league of her own. Nearby whispers erupted. Whoa, check him out. He's gorgeous. Her friend giggled. Go ask for his number. But Li Jiaoxuan cut in, eyes narrowing. That kid, the high disciple of the Hidden Dragon Dojo. Impossible. I've met all 6 personal disciples, even the youngest brat. I've never seen that face before. Tao Ji chuckled beside him. Maybe they finally took in fresh blood. Li Jiaoxuan, listen. Grandmaster Li Qi vowed to take 7 disciples. But the 7th had to be a peerless genius with god-tier potential. He wouldn't settle for anything less. Look at him. He's a fragile pretty boy, a scholar. How much power could he possibly hold? There is no way he represents Li Qi. Tao Ji clapped a hand on his shoulder. Don't judge a dragon by its scales, my friend. Watch his movement. Every step is rooted the distance identical to the millimeter. His upper body is perfectly still. That's absolute body control. His internal energy mastery is terrifyingly high. Li Jiaoxuan scoffed, unimpressed. So what? Even if he can amplify his strength tenfold, put him against 100 men, and he still hits the dirt. Realizing logic was useless here, Tao Ji walked away, shaking his head. I'm done with you. Meanwhile, the receptionist addressed Xue Jing. Excuse me, are you the martial artist assigned to security? He flashed a friendly smile. Hidden Dragon Dojo. Xue Jing. A pleasure. The staff member pointed to a layout. The pleasure is ours. Here's the briefing. We've hired 6 masters, and each of you will command a specific zone. Mr. Xue, you're on the stage area. Lighting is poor there, so please stay sharp. Xue Jing rolled up the map, a playful glint in his eyes. Relax. With this many elite martial artists gathered, surely no villain would be stupid enough to crash the party, right? You never know, the receptionist replied gravely. Better to be overprepared. I'll leave you to it. As the staff member walked away, Xue Jing's smile faded. Calling backup is normal. But summoning 6 high-level martial artists? That's not security. That's an army. And it's not just us. Look at the sheer number of bodyguards professionally equipped too. The surveillance tech here goes way beyond standard hotel protocol. Something smells off. Just what kind of storm is brewing here to require this level of defense? Suddenly, Li Zhaoxuan stepped into his path. So you're the rumored new disciple of the hidden dragon? Xue Jing turned confused. And you are? Tiger Law Dojo. Li Zhaoxuan. Don't worry, I'm not here to start a war. But as fellow martial artists, surely a little friendly exchange to test our levels isn't too much to ask. Xue Jing's expression cooled. How do you propose we do that? Li Zhaoxuan rolled up his sleeve, flexing. A simple test of grip. Xue Jing didn't hesitate. Fine. In the world of Manhwa recap logic, this handshake was a classic dominance test. Xue Jing analyzed quickly. He sees my age and doubts my skill. Typical, but this works for me. A chance to gauge my own limits. Just then, Pei Yuguang passed by, eyes widening. Xue Jing, what are you doing here? His companion asked. Second Master Pei, you know that pretty boy. Who do you think takes the win? Pei Yuguang stammered. Well, a commanding voice cut in. My money is on the boy, Monkey gasped. Pei Yuguang's big brother. She frowned. But Li Zhaochuan is a beast. Last time the second young master fought him, he ended up screaming for mercy. Pei Yuguang turned red. Hey, don't bring up my dark history. A girl in the crowd whispered. The handsome one isn't reacting. Is he losing? Xue Jing heard it and smirked internally. It's not that nothing is happening. It's that you can't see the invisible war. Pei Wu narrowed his eyes, analyzing the scene. The boy looks frail, but that body has been forged in hellfire. His muscles are condensed steel. His aura is pure, untainted. A thug like Li Zhaoxuan isn't even in the same dimension. Pei Yuguang. After this show is over, introduce me to that young master. Pei Yuguang nodded vigorously. Consider it done. How long has it been? Pei Yuguang wondered. How did Xue Jing become a monster so quickly? Meanwhile, Li Zhaochuan sneered internally. This kid has 0 internal energy. A total amateur. Listen, kid, Li Zhaochuan grunted. Pack your bags and run home to mommy. As their grips locked, Xue Jing analyzed, calm as a lake. Impressive grip. He's definitely put in the hours. A cold smile formed in his mind. Too bad. Compared to me, he's still just a child. Suddenly, Li Zhaochuan's face twisted in horror. Panic set in. What the hell? Whereas this crushing pressure coming from his arm began to tremble uncontrollably. I can't hold it. He poured every ounce of mana he had into his arm teeth, grinding together. It wasn't enough. A sickening crack echoed from his hand. Xue Jing blinked, realizing his mistake. Oops. That sound? Did I just pulverize his bones? He adopted a concerned look. Are you okay there? Li Zhaoxuan yanked his hand back, forcing a pained laugh. Of course, just testing you. You're definitely the real deal, hidden dragon style. I really need to use the restroom. Let's grab tea later. He sprinted away from the crowd to a secluded corner. The moment he was safe, he clutched his mangled hand. Ah! It hurts! It hurts so bad! He collapsed to his knees, tears welling up. That kid is a freaking monster. Back in the lobby, Xue Jing watched him run. Is he really all right? That was definitely the sound of phalanges snapping, wasn't it? Xue Jing, a familiar voice called out. He spun around. Pei Yuguang waved enthusiastically. Long time no see, Xue Jing smiled. Pei Yuguang. As they walked toward the stage, Xue Jing teased, So you really are a wealthy young master. I thought you were just bragging. Pei Yuguang scratched his head, smile faltering slightly. You joke, Xue Jing. The truth is, I'm just the illegitimate son of my father and his mistress. If the big boss didn't look out for me, I wouldn't be living this good life. Xue Jing cut to the chase. So why exactly are you looking for me? Pei Yuguang looked a bit awkward. Well, you totally dominated Li Zhaochuan earlier. My big bro wants to get to know you. He's a beast too, a genius who got into the Inner Circle University through the martial arts exam. Pei Wu stood tall on the stage. Xue Jing asked, That guy? Pei Yuguang nodded. Yeah. Plus a bunch of wealthy heiresses and madams want your contact info. You got any free time? Xue Jing sighed deeply. Definitely not today. I've got work to do later, but look, if it's just a casual introduction, I don't mind. However, if they're serious about making connections, tell them to come find me themselves. In this world, if you want something, you seize it with your own hands. You don't wait for a handout. Xue Jing waved as he walked away. I've got business. Later. Pei Guang watched in awe. Xue Jing is just too cool. But the moment Xue Jing tried to leave, the crowd swarmed him. The handsome guy is right. We have to seize what we want. Jingtao held out her phone, blushing. Hey, handsome, can I get your contact info? The mob behind her surged forward. Me too. Add me, come on, you won't regret it. Suddenly he spotted someone dragging heavy luggage through the hall. Xue Jing narrowed his eyes. The manager didn't say anything about a delivery. He turned to investigate, but Li Yue grabbed his arm. I add big sister here and I'll teach you all sorts of things. Xue Jing sighed, defeated by her persistence. I'm terrified of you, truly. What's your number? She beamed. That's a good boy. The crowd clamored, I want in too. But in the shadows a hand pressed a strange red trigger. An ominous red light blinked. Xue Jing looked at his screen, confused. Is my phone glitching out? He scanned the room, a bad premonition gripping his heart. Suddenly total darkness swallowed the hall. Panic erupted. Power outage. Hang on, let me use my flashlight. What the hell, my phone's dead. Mine too, it won't turn on. Are we all out of battery at the same time? Impossible, Xue Jing thought. I know for a fact my battery was fully charged a minute ago. In a pitch-black room with dozens of people, not a single person can produce a light source. It's not just a blackout. Every single phone is bricked. All electrical equipment has instantly failed. An EMP, that's high-level military tech capable of frying electronics instantly. But why here? If this is just to kill one person, isn't that massive overkill? Crash. The windows shattered simultaneously. Li Yue screamed and buried her face in Xue Jing's chest. His instinct screamed, it's starting. Chaos rippled through the banquet hall. What was that noise? Just a glass breaking? Don't scare yourself, it's probably the wind. Does anyone have a working phone? They're all dead bricks. Wait. Where did old Wang go? He was standing right next to me. A bodyguard flicked a lighter, its tiny flame the only hope in the abyss. Pei Wu clapped his hands to command attention. Listen up, the situation is critical. Do not run blindly. Group up and stand back to back. Do what young Master Pei says. Suddenly, a wet, slithering sound echoed. What? What is that over there? Before he could finish, a man was violently yanked into the darkness. What just happened? Boss Zhang vanished. The lighter's flicker revealed a spreading crimson pool on the floor. A woman shrieked, "Oh God, it's blood!" The crowd lost their minds, scattering like frightened rats. Pei Wu roared, "Stop, it's too dangerous to separate." A gust of wind slashed past Pei Wu's face. Pain flared as a cut opened on his cheek, warm blood trickling down. Something was breathing right in front of him. Reacting on instinct, Pei Wu threw a thunderous punch bang. He felt the impact against something solid, slamming it into the wall. Got him, he thought. But instantly a black shadow lunged back at him. Pei Wu couldn't react in time. Big brother. Pei Guang tackled him out of the way just as death swept past. They survived, but the man standing behind them wasn't so lucky. He was sliced clean in half. Pei Wu froze in horror. A twisted, nightmarish silhouette flickered in and out of the shadows. Terror seized his throat. Run, everyone, run! It's too late, someone wailed. Pei Wu cursed under his breath as the shadow of death rushed toward the group. Boom! A leg whipped out from nowhere, smashing the entity into the wall with explosive force. Xue Jing stepped into the light. Just what the hell is that thing? The monster slid down the wall, coughing up thick, dark blood. Xue Jing analyzed the creature. I've seen this type before. It's just like the mobs in a standard leveling manhwa. If he hadn't leveled up recently, that kick wouldn't have even scratched it. The survivors gasped. Holy! He plastered that monster to the wall with one kick. Where are the other martial arts masters? Where are the bodyguards? They all fled. A survivor stumbled towards Xue Jing. Xue Jing, thank you for saving us! Xue Jing raised a hand sharply. Stay back. It's not dead yet. The beast dug its claws into the wall and launched itself like a missile. Xue Jing sidestepped the blur. Its vitality is way higher than the last one. Has it evolved? This feels like a boss stage in a system manhwa. I'll test the waters. If I can't kill it, I bail. No amount of money is worth dying over. Xue Jing unleashed the one-inch punch technique, driving his elbow into the creature's spine. Crack! The impact sent the beast spiraling away. Xue Jing's eyes glowed with predatory focus as he chased it down. You think you're the only one who owns the darkness. After that last exchange, his vision suddenly sharpened, cutting through the gloom. He activated Shadow Flame Armor. Wait, this skill comes with night vision. The damn skill description never mentioned that. If I knew, I would have triggered it immediately. Xue Jing danced through the room, using the furniture as stepping stones with impossible agility. Li Jiaoshuan watched, jaw dropped. Xue Jing, he's actually going toe-to-toe with that nightmare. Pei Wu shook his head grimly. No. Look closer. He seems to be dodging, but he hasn't retreated a single inch from his position. He's holding the line to protect us. Li Zhaochuan pointed to the emergency exit. We have to move. Staying here will only be a burden to him. Right. We need to get signal and call for backup. As the last survivor scrambled out the door, Xue Jing cracked his neck. Finally. With them gone, I don't have to hold back anymore. He beckoned to the creature with a smirk. You seemed to be having a blast earlier. Now it's my turn to play. The monster's crimson eyes flared. It rose from the rubble and shot toward him like a bullet. Slash, a claw raked across Xue Jing's chest. Fast. This beast was hiding its true speed, a hidden trump card. Its wings vibrated into a blur, and its blood-red eyes burned with intensity. Suddenly, the reality around Xue Jing began to warp and shift. What is this? An illusion domain? Xue Jing plummeted into the endless void shards of memory flashing before his eyes like a lantern show. Was this the end? Did he really die at the hands of some trash-tier snake? Impossible. He had spent a fortune mastering martial arts. How could he lose to a piece of garbage like that? There had to be a glitch in the matrix. Suddenly, a colossal shimmering hand caught him mid-air. Xue Jing landed in the palm stunned. Looming before him was a majestic dragon, its body crackling with raw lightning. He felt a strange familiarity with this beast. But reality snapped back. The monster lunged, driving a devastating punch straight into Xue Jing's gut. The beast recoiled as if witnessing a nightmare. Within Xue Jing, a golden sphere manifested wrapped in arcs of lightning. He opened his eyes and they burned with the fury of an awakening Manhwa protagonist. Unleashing the hidden dragon style's ultimate move, electricity surged through his veins. Tit for tat right. He activated the wind cloud tail technique, manifesting a dragon's claw to crush the monster's skull. Blood sprayed like a fountain. The creature's head was pulverized into debris, raining down as its massive body lost balance and crashed to the floor with a heavy thud. Xue Jing stared at his hand. I think I just unlocked something legendary. But a noise from below snapped his focus back. The headless corpse was still thrashing. Why won't it die? Of course. Even mutated, it's still a cockroach at its core. Even without a head, these things can survive for over a week. Xue Jing delivered a hammer blow to its torso. The true weakness of a cockroach lies in the nerve ganglion below the esophagus. He reached in and ripped out a long, grotesque organ. Gotcha! Do normal cockroaches even have nerves this huge? The survivors trembling under the tables finally began to emerge. Is it over? Is it dead? Relief washed over the crowd. That guy actually killed the monster. Which dojo is he from? I'll sponsor him. 1 million, no 2 million. Young Master Pei, introduce us to him immediately. Tao Jie patted Li Zhaoxuan on the shoulder. Old Li, I'm impressed. You actually dared to provoke a powerhouse like that. Li Zhaoxuan forced a bitter laugh. Don't mock me. When that kid sparred with me earlier, he probably didn't even use 1% of his power. I'm just lucky he was merciful enough not to end me. Xue Jing stood tall amidst the carnage. Everyone get out now. This situation isn't over yet. But someone looked concerned. Brother Shen, you're injured. Suddenly, Ye Chenglin stepped forward. Friend, what do you mean? Xue Jing turned to face him. And you are? The man held out a business card. I am the host of this banquet, Ye Chenglin. Are you suggesting this wasn't an accident? Xue Jing took the card, his eyes narrowing. Correct. This wasn't a normal blackout. It was an electromagnetic pulse, likely man-made. That monster didn't just wander in. Someone released it to slaughter everyone here. Ye Chenglin clenched his fists, veins popping. This was an organized assassination. A planned hit aimed directly at us. I will have my father investigate this thoroughly, Xue Jing thought to himself. So many cameras, so many martial artists invited. You knew something would happen, yet you held the party anyway. You're the suspicious one. The guests here are all elites. Why would anyone want to wipe them out all at once? And this Ye Chenglin, he's definitely hiding something. Xue Jing addressed the crowd again. The monster is down, but the danger hasn't passed. We need to leave this place immediately. The survivors began to scramble toward the exits. Move, but keep it orderly. Don't push. Someone get a lighter. We need light. Ye Chenglin leaned close to Xue Jing's ear. Hey friend, do you know what that monster actually was? Xue Jing replied coldly. I'm just a bodyguard. My job is to keep people alive, not identify species. Internally, his guard went up. Is he testing me? The water here is deeper than I thought. The atmosphere was chaotic. Call your families, get them to pick us up. I just want to go home. While the chaos ensued, Xue Jing checked his interface. Like a classic system manhwa, the notifications flooded in. You survived a deathmatch. Potential unlocked. Body refining. XP plus 1027. A smirk touched his lips. Not a bad harvest. You have experienced a fierce battle to the death. The thrill of victory has elevated your mental state. Preservation Arts, XP plus 829. You have gained new insights into your cultivation technique. Running XP plus 538. Charm XP plus 551. Aiming XP plus 518. Combat XP plus 1539. Energy Control XP plus 1347. Visualization XP plus 1211. Body Refining leveled up to 7. Preservation Arts to level 5. Running to level 6. Combat to level 6. Visualization has leveled up to 4. Xue Jing was ecstatic. 4-digit XP gains, and I met the specialization conditions. Suddenly, the gaping wound on his chest knit itself back together. He blinked in surprise. My injuries. They're gone. He stood up, stretching. What is this power? Status restored to peak. Condition met. Convert basic energy control to special energy control. Proceed with specialization. He stared at the blue screen. Is the condition related to the wind cloud tail move I just comprehended? Does this special energy control tie into the hidden dragon style well looking at it? Special is definitely better than basic. He hit yes. Specialization successful. Energy control level 6. Total XP 6,880 converted to hidden dragon energy level 4. Xue Jing froze. It felt like rusted gears were suddenly oiled. The energy flowed through him with unprecedented smoothness. He sat down immediately. Opportunity knocks. I need to cultivate the battle school arts while the sensation is fresh. Nurses rushed in. Where are the injured? Pei Wu pointed shakily. 17th floor banquet hall. But then he froze, his jaw hitting the floor. Xue Jing was meditating, surrounded by the spectral avatar of a golden dragon. Later at the martial arts dojo, Zhu Shanying applied medicine to his back. Thanks for the meds, senior sister. She looked at him with pity. What happened? It was supposed to be a standard security gig, and a monster shows up, junior brother. Your luck is terrible. Master Li walked in, hands behind his back. Accepting dojo commissions means accepting danger. Accidents are inevitable. Xue Jing looked up. Master, you're knowledgeable. Do you know where that monster came from? The old man's face darkened. I don't know the specifics, but it likely came from the border area. Xue Jing pondered. The border area. The rifts that naturally form after the death of a god mentioned in the archives. What exactly is inside those fissures? Master Li waved his hand. Don't overthink it. Just be glad you're alive. Besides, it was a blessing in disguise. You mastered the wind cloud tail of our hidden dragon style. For a martial artist, a life and death battle is the ultimate teacher. Xue Jing looked at him with burning intensity. Master, it's not just that. I think I've finally grasped the true essence of the hidden dragon. Hearing this, Li Qi exploded from his wheelchair in pure shock. He rushed over, gripping Xue Jing's arm to check his pulse, only to collapse backward as if struck by lightning. Xue Jing, you've actually birthed a dragon. Xue Jing scratched his head in confusion while Zhu Shanying looked completely lost. What kind of riddle is this? But Li Qi just laughed, a sound of pure, unadulterated ecstasy. Harmansasi, to harbor a true dragon and overturn the heavens, one must nurture the fledgling within. Inside your body, my young disciple, a dormant dragon has finally awakened. Xue Jing stepped forward to help his master up. Master, ever since this presence appeared, my energy flows like water. Does it grant any other abilities? The old master looked at him with intense gravity. This dragon is no illusion. It is a sentient strand of dragon chi. You aren't just practicing martial arts anymore. You are nurturing a god within your very soul. This is the ultimate secret of our hidden dragon school. Xue Jing, you finally obtained the key to breaking your limits, just like the protagonist of a legendary leveling manhwa. Breaking limits? Xue Jing asked as Zhu Shanying helped the old man back into his chair. Master, what exactly does breaking limits mean? Li Qi explained with burning enthusiasm. The human body has a ceiling. Once your flesh, bones, blood, and organs reach perfection, you hit a wall that no mortal can pass. That is when you must break the limit. It is a total sublimation of your life force, reconstructing your body at the most fundamental particle level. You may still look human on the outside, but your biological essence will have evolved into something far superior. Those who achieve this are called earthly immortals by Taoists and living Buddhas by monks. Barring any catastrophe, you would live to at least 150 years old, maintaining your physical prime until the very end. Xue Jing pondered this deeply. Then master's legs. That must be the catastrophe you mentioned. Li Qi nodded reassuringly. Xue Jing, don't worry. You've already taken the most dangerous step. The risk of failure has dropped significantly. All that remains is grinding the necessary effort. Xue Jing's expression turned serious. I understand. Thank you, Master. Zhu Shanying sat down looking troubled. But Master Senior Brother said you were once a powerhouse who crossed the Dragon Gate. Why did you age so terribly? Li Qi's eyes suddenly turned cold as absolute zero. Because the dragon I raised was slaughtered. The two disciples froze, stunned by the revelation. The old man continued, his voice dripping with regret. Back then in the North District, I thought I was invincible. I was arrogant, wild, and didn't know the height of the heavens. Every day Meng Bocheng and I challenged everyone we met, making countless enemies. Those cowards couldn't defeat me, so they targeted Meng Bocheng's wife and child instead. Blinded by rage, I sought nothing but blood. I didn't care who stood in my way. For every one that came, I killed one. I was a storm of death. For a fleeting moment, I truly felt like the strongest under the heavens. But karma always collects its debt eventually. A true powerhouse crushed me. He severed my legs, killed the true dragon within my soul, and shattered my spirit. In an instant, I became the cripple you see today. Everyone kicked me while I was down. Only Meng Bocheng stayed loyal. To escape our enemies and protect Qingjiao, we fled the North District and opened this hidden dragon dojo. Xue Jing's face darkened. Master, do you not desire revenge? Li Qi sighed, the fire in his eyes dimming. If you ask if I want it, the answer is undoubtedly yes. But my enemies are titans of the North District, not the small-time thugs you see here. Dealing with even one is a nightmare, let alone a group. Anyway, forget these old war stories. If you ever rightfully enter the inner circle, we can discuss this again. Outside, the sky had turned a brooding shade of twilight. Xue Jing climbed the stairs when his phone suddenly buzzed in his pocket. Star City Bank. Dear Mr. Xue Jing, greetings. Your account ending in 316 has received 8 million credits. Current balance, 8,010,103. Talk about efficiency. That hotel pays faster than a guild settlement in a system Manhwa. He unlocked his door and stepped inside. Huaner, I'm home. But the room was dead silent. Huaner isn't here. She can't be taking a shower this long, right? He frowned, activating his sensory visualization technique. An image flashed in his mind, the little cat girl hopping around happily before climbing out the window. Trying to sneak out. Xue Jing rushed to the window and scanned the area. Far down the street, he spotted two menacing figures, and they had Huaner surrounded. Xue Jing gritted his teeth, his aura flaring. Damn it, Huaner is in trouble. Down below, Huaner extended her claws, hissing. I thought you rats scurried away. Why the hell are you back? The spectral image of the infinite dragon Ananta Shesha manifested behind the men. Gong Long sneered, because the infinite dragon crown has answered our prayers. Huaner's eyes went wide with shock. The man took a slow, threatening step toward her. Sect leader, your aptitude is god tier. You are destined to be the vessel. With you, we can rebuild the glory of the sect. Suddenly, a hand shot out, blocking Gong Long's path. Can't you see she isn't interested? Huaner gasped, looking up to see her savior. Xue Jing, what are you doing here? He stood protectively beside her. That's exactly what I want to ask you. Judging by their chatter, these guys are your cult followers. The intruder didn't flinch. His eyes glowed with a sinister crimson light. Sect leader, aren't you afraid the Kangdi Corporation will find out about this boy? Fear instantly gripped her heart at that name. The Kangdi Corporation. But Xue Jing stepped forward, completely unfazed. I can't pretend I didn't hear that threat. Gong Long panicked slightly, waving his hands. No. I meant that if the sect leader stays with you, Kangdi will find her, and you'll be dragged down with her. Huaner hesitated, looking at Xue Jing with guilt. He noticed her wavering gaze and thought, does she actually want to leave? But this Kangdi security company, they are no joke. After the fall of gods, the world plunged into chaos. The government couldn't handle it, so they outsourced law enforcement to private security firms, allowing them to build private armies. Kangdi is one of the biggest sharks in that ocean. Unlike the others, they grew too fast, sinking their roots deep into the city's underbelly. Now they are uncontrollable beasts. Ning Fenghuan, hiding here as a cat, was safe enough, but now that the dragon sect has sniffed her out, the risk of exposure has skyrocketed. Thinking this through, Xue Jing glanced at the girl. Even if Kangdi comes knocking, I'm not afraid of a fight. He spoke up, his voice cutting through the tension. She isn't going anywhere. Huaner's eyes lit up like stars. Gong Long, furious, stomped the ground, cracking the pavement. You arrogant brat! Do you really think you can protect the sect leader? Xue Jing raised his head, his gaze calm, yet terrifying. It hasn't happened yet, so how would you know? Gong Long pointed a trembling finger at him. You have no idea how terrifying Kangdi is. A nobody like you, just one squad would— Enough! Huaner screamed, cutting him off. Stop it. If you people didn't show up, none of this would be happening. I never wanted to be your stupid sect leader. That damn old man forced it on me. First, you claim I am the heir, and now you want me to take the fall for your mess. If you want to suffer, go do it alone. Do not come looking for me." Ning Fenghuan gasped for breath, her chest heaving while the crowd stood frozen in shock. She turned a blush, dusting her cheeks, and whispered, "No matter what happens, Xue Jing, you will protect me, right?" Xue Jing offered a smile as warm as the morning sun. "Always." Together they turned their backs on the chaos. Watching them go, Gong Long merely scoffed, unable to intervene. Meanwhile, in the shadows, a cold voice broke the silence. Subject number 1 was eliminated by a 17-year-old high school student. The master crushed the phone in his grip. Even at 17, Cheng Xuan would have struggled against number 1. To think Qing City hides a genius even more terrifying than him. Duan Kaiping raised an eyebrow, a sinister smirk playing on his lips. "There is a difference. Our junior brother is new to the martial path. This boy, he must be a secret weapon the Hidden Dragon Dojo has been refining for years, waiting to unleash a thunderclap upon the world." The old man lost interest, tossing the phone to his subordinate as he turned away. "Forget it. It matters not. Though the results were lackluster, the body count is sufficient to send a bloody warning to the governing council." Duan Kaiping fumbled to catch the device, his finger pressing the answer button. Suddenly, the master's eyes glowed with a crimson demonic light. "What is the status of number 9? Duan Kaiping straightened up, fear lacing his voice. "It devoured number 7 last night. Born only 10 days ago, yet its evolution is monstrous." The old man bowed his head, a satisfied smile creeping across his face. "Excellent. It seems number 9 is indeed the perfect predator we have been waiting for. Future production will be standardized based on number 9's genetic code. Now, find a time to unleash it. That high schooler attends Fuzhong High in Qing City, correct? The city's elite academy. A massacre there would surely skyrocket support for the new legislation." Duan Kaiping trembled, bowing low. "Understood, master." Sunlight pierced the morning mist outside the city. Inside, Xue Jing was already awake, honing his craft. In this world, martial mastery was the key to unlocking every door. And if violence could not solve the problem, it could certainly eliminate the person causing it. He channeled his visualization, throwing a punch with devastating intent. Offense and defense merged into one absolute strike. Blue holographic screens materialized just like in a system Manhwa. Battle War Art Cultivation complete. Physical experience plus 33. Battle War Art Cultivation complete. Hidden Dragon Force experience plus 367. Visualization triggered. Cultivation efficiency amplified. Xue Jing stared at his steaming fist, his breath ragged. This was the Flood Dragon Starfire, one of the 5 great killing arts of the Hidden Dragon style. A technique designed to bypass armor and detonate internal energy directly inside the enemy. Whether copper skin or iron bones, nothing can withstand it. I must master this. Suddenly, Fu Guang popped his head in, beaming with excitement. "Junior brother, you hit the jackpot." Xue Jing turned confused. "What do you mean?" Fu Guang rushed in and crushed him in a bear hug. "Yesterday at the Ruizhou Hotel, you slaughtered that monster and saved a bunch of second-generation rich kids, right?" "I did," Xue Jing replied blankly. Fu Guang shoved his phone screen into Xue Jing's face. "Today, the Hidden Dragon Dojo received a flood of donations. Every single cent came from those wealthy heirs you saved. Master said this is your reward. It has all been transferred to your account. A grand total of 22 million. Xue Jing's eyes lit up as dreams of wealth raced through his mind. Seems those elites know how to pay their debts. He slid a notebook toward Xue Jing. "Master says now that you are flushed with cash, you can stop training like a pauper. This is the regimen he designed for you." Xue Jing opened the book, his eyes scanning the long list of text. Daily Great Tonic Pill. Kidney Nourishing Soup. Total daily cost 280,000. Xue Jing chuckled confidently. "That is nothing. I have 22 million. Pocket change." Fu Guang's smile widened mischievously. "Turn the page, junior brother." Xue Jing flipped the page, and his soul nearly left his body. Weekly Spirit Condensing Pill 800,000. Type B. Medicated steam bath twice a week, 1,230,000. As he read on, his hands began to tremble, cold sweat pouring down his back. Bi-weekly meridian massage, 1,800,000. Monthly high-pressure chamber training, 2 million. Xue Jing opened his mouth to protest. "Save it," Fu Guang interrupted. "Prepare to kiss your 22 million goodbye." Xue Jing sighed, accepting his fate. The ancient saying was true. Poor scholar, rich martial artist. But Fu Guang was not done. There is more. Look at this headline. 17-year-old student slays monster with bare hands. Qing City's new martial arts prodigy. Fu Guang let the words sink in before continuing. "Someone leaked the footage of your fight. Junior brother, you are officially the hero of Qing City." Just then, the phone in Xue Jing's hand buzzed. Fu Guang leaned in curiously. Who is it? The screen flashed an unknown number. I have no idea, Xue Jing muttered. He brought the phone to his ear. Hello. Whatever the voice on the other end said, it drained the color from Xue Jing's face instantly. Fuh, Xue Jing. Do you have any idea how long it has been since you showed up for class? The teacher roared. You think you are tough skipping school to work part-time? Being a big hero means you do not need an education anymore. It is not like that, sir. My family had an emergency. Save the excuses, the school sports festival is in a few days. I have already registered you. 100 meters, 200, 400, 800. You are running them all. Xue Jing's heart sank. He wants me to single-handedly carry the class to glory. Just then, a small head popped into the room waving cheerfully. Teacher, something came up, I have to go. You better be there, the teacher yelled before the line went dead. Xue Jing turned to the girl. Senior Sister Zhu Shenying, what is it? She stepped inside, grinning. I have a commission for you. The payout is huge. Sparring partner. The client is a martial artist, too. They saw the news, got curious, and want to test your skills. 500,000 for one session. Xue Jing's eyes bulged. 500,000 just to be a human punching bag. Later they arrived at the Northern District. This was the heart of the city's elite, known as the Noble North. It was said that what these people earned in minutes could feed a family in the Outer Rim for a year. It is absurd, Xue Jing thought. We have arrived, the driver announced. Xue Jing stepped out, his mind still reeling. 500,000. It feels like robbery. But for the wealthy, money is just a number. This fortune is likely nothing more than pocket change to them. The estate was massive, easily half the size of his high school. Xue Jing's eyes sparkled with greed. But then he froze. Standing at the front gate were two familiar faces, Pei Wu and Pei Yuguang. What exactly are you two scheming? Xue Jing asked, eyes narrowing. Are you the clients for this dojo commission? Pei Wu shook his head frantically. No, you've got it all wrong. Someone just wanted us to broker a meeting with you, Pei Wu stammered. Xue Jing's expression darkened instantly. Is that so? Pei Yuguang flinched under the pressure. Xue Jing, please don't misunderstand. This isn't on me. Pei Yuguang cried out. My dad forced me into this. I couldn't say no. Xue Jing stared him down. So your father invited me, Pei Yuguang waved his hands desperately. No, someone else asked my dad for a favor. It's complicated. Pei Wu gestured toward the building. Let me explain while we walk. It's better if you see for yourself. The guest is from a government agency, but that's all we know, Pei Wu whispered. My dad told us to keep our heads down and do whatever he asks. This is serious business. He specifically requested a meeting with you last night. Pei Wu continued. Seriously, Xue Jing, do you really have no idea what this is about? Xue Jing shook his head. Nobody contacted me. Unless... Is it the Kangda security company again? Pei Wu reached for the door handle, his voice dropping to a serious whisper. Xue Jing, I know you're strong, but keep your guard up. The man inside, his aura is stronger than anyone I've ever met. Inside, Shanxiao sat casually reading a magazine. Finally here, Xue Jing, pleasure to meet you. You can call me Shanxiao. Xue Jing analyzed him instantly. This guy is dangerous. Greetings? He spotted the calluses and the gunshot wound on the shoulder. Those aren't injuries from a street fight. He's military. Or a mercenary. Someone who bathes in blood. Shan Xiao stood up, his presence filling the room. Let's skip the pleasantries. I prefer a more direct form of communication. And the best way to talk, Shan Xiao kicked off the ground, shattering the chair beneath him with explosive force, is with our fists. He lunged forward like a wild beast. Xue Jing didn't flinch. If he's another goon from that security company, I'll end him right here. Both fighters clashed. Fist met fist in a thunderous impact that shook the entire room. Shan Xiao smirked violently. I bet that shattered your arm, kid. But to his shock, Xue Jing stood like a mountain. My turn, Xue Jing declared cold. Shan Xiao's eyes widened. Impossible! Xue Jing blurred into motion, circling behind him. He unleashed the wind cloud tail kick. Bam! Shan Xiao was launched like a cannonball, smashing face first into the floor. Pei Wu's jaw dropped. If I took that punch from Shan Xiao, my arm would be dust. But Xue Jing, he didn't even flinch. Pei Yuguang was equally terrified. Just how much power is Xue Jing hiding? Xue Jing dusted off his hands casually. Is that it? Just the level of a spoiled rich kid? But on the ground, Shan Xiao was trembling, trying to stand. That punch, Shan Xiao grinned like a maniac, blood dripping. I loved it. It felt amazing. Don't stop now. Hit me again. Xue Jing looked at him with utter disgust. Weird. My wind cloud technique can crush monsters, but it didn't even crack his bones. It felt familiar. This sensation. It's just like fighting a damaged sponge boss in a system manhwa. You're not entirely human, are you? You're a cyber transplant. Shan Xiao looked impressed. Ho! I didn't expect a kid from the suburbs to know about classified tech. Under my skin lies the B1 dermal armor, a military-grade modification, Shan Xiao bragged. It absorbs kinetic energy. Your martial arts are useless against modern science. How about it, jealous? Shan Xiao taunted. Want me to get you a set? Xue Jing looked unimpressed. Hard pass. I'm not interested in becoming a tin can. Shan Xiao sighed, rubbing his neck. You martial artists are all the same. Why can't you accept reality? The era of flesh and blood is over. Wake up. Times have changed. Shan Xiao slammed his palms together. Boom! A high-frequency sonic wave blasted directly into Xue Jing's brain. Xue Jing grimaced, covering his ears. Shan Xiao held up his modified hands. My palms generate sonic concussions designed to scramble your equilibrium. Blocking your ears is useless. The closer you are, the harder it hits. I win this duel. But suddenly, Xue Jing's hand, crackling with lightning, slammed onto Shan Xiao's chest. Shan Xiao froze. Well, what? A massive shockwave erupted from his chest. He was blasted upwards, his shirt shredding instantly from the force. Xue Jing's eyes glowed with intensity. Your skin might be tough, but let's see how your organs handle internal penetrating force. Shan Xiao felt his insides turn to mush as he vomited a mixture of blood and foam. Xue Jing exhaled, the lightning fading. Knocking someone out doesn't require brute strength. You just need to hit the reset button. Shan Xiao collapsed, foaming at the mouth. Suddenly, the communicator on his chest crackled to life. Shan Xiao's vitals are critical. Looks like he wasn't a match for you. A communicator implanted in his body. Who are you people? What do you want? Xue Jing demanded. The voice replied, Wait a moment, I'm coming in. Xue Jing checked his watch. Make it quick, I'm busy. I won't keep you waiting, the voice assured. Pei Wu whispered, What is this? Some kind of recruitment test. Pei Yu Guang nodded. Maybe it's a secret initiation for a leveling manhwa guild. Xue Jing rolled his eyes. You two watch too many webtoons. But he had to admit, though it certainly feels like one. On the floor, Shan Xiao stifled a laugh. Xue Jing looked down. Hey, if you're awake, get up. Shan Xiao sprang up, rubbing his chest. Damn, that hurt. By the way, how did you neutralize my sonic wave? Simple physics, Xue Jing explained. I just hit you with a force stronger than the sound wave to cancel it out. Shan Xiao blinked. Stronger force? This kid, he wasn't even using his full power yet. All right, you two spectators get lost, Shan Xiao barked. Pei Wu and Pei Yu Guang scrambled. Yes, sir. Shan Xiao smirked, wiping blood from his lip. They were right. I am from a government organization, and I'm here to invite you to join us. I had zero interest in secret organizations before, Xue Jing said coldly. And after meeting you, even less. If you were a legitimate group, you would have sent an email, not a maniac, to fight me. Your recruitment methods are trash, so my answer is a definitive no. Even if they asked nicely, I wouldn't join, Xue Jing thought. I'm happy with my life. I just want to train, grow stronger, and complete my containment missions to upgrade my divine skills. It's the perfect awakening manhwa lifestyle. Shan Xiao panicked. Whoa, don't be so hasty to refuse. Okay, maybe my style is a bit rough, but the benefits are insane, Shan Xiao pleaded. Joining us is pure profit. Look at this B1 armor, money can't even buy this tech. Join us and you get a set for free. Xue Jing looked at him deadpan. Didn't I just beat you? It seems defective. Shan Xiao grabbed his shoulder. Brother, listen, you're a genius, I get it, but human potential has a ceiling. Eventually you'll hit a wall, and that helplessness will drive you insane. Xue Jing slapped his hand away. You might be right, but I still refuse. Using my original body to crush your modified toys? That sounds way more fun to me. Shan Xiao gritted his teeth. Why are you so stubborn? The communicator buzzed again. Shut up, Shan Xiao. Your recruitment skills are embarrassing. He stared in confusion. Captain, look up, the opponent commanded. As the words fell, both of them cast their gazes toward the heavens. A figure descended like a meteor. It was Shuren. Xue Jing recognized her instantly. Boom! She slammed into the earth, kicking up a massive cloud of dust. We meet again, Xue Jing. I assume you haven't forgotten me. I am the captain of White Fang's Unit 838, and this gorilla standing beside you is my squad member. Shan Xiao roared in protest. I am not a gorilla, Xue Jing whispered. Didn't you already introduce me to Wu Yu King? Why are you trying to rope me in again? Shuren coughed lightly. This time the orders came from above. Besides recruiting you, I have a second objective. This represents the monster you slew days ago. Do you know its origin? Xue Jing replied, a creature from the boundary zone. Not exactly, she countered. It certainly possesses the traits of a boundary creature. Take this core, for instance. It is the source of their power. But it doesn't always reside in the heart. It could be in the limbs, the claws, or even hidden within the skin. As long as the core remains, they can regenerate infinitely. You were lucky to strike its core by accident. Xue Jing frowned. If it has a core, why call it incomplete? She projected a hologram of a spherical monstrosity. This is the thousand-legged brood mother, a horror from the rotting flesh lake of Zone F056. Its danger level is rated at 62. Xue Jing narrowed his eyes. Wait, what is a danger level, and what does the number 6 imply? Shuren looked shocked. Don't tell me the outer district dojos teach you nothing. Gorilla transfer their combat data to me. Shan Xiao sighed in defeat. For the last time, I am not a gorilla. Zhuren analyzed the holographic data. Your current danger level has risen to between 2 and 3. It looked just like a status screen from a system Manhwa, leaving Xue Jing confused. A normal adult male has a danger level of 1. Your level 2 is equivalent to 1,280 men. But the brood mother she equals 65,000 of you. Xue Jing's face darkened. Then it truly is a catastrophe waiting to happen. That is the extreme scenario, Shuren clarified. An unawakened brood mother is only a level 12 threat. Her primary function is merely reproduction. She devours creatures to absorb their genetic information. Then she births corresponding insect hybrids. She can even fuse different species to create abominations. 1 month ago, smugglers captured a brood mother from the rotting flesh lake. They managed to smuggle it into our world. We tracked them the moment we received the intel, but we lost their trail in the southern district of Jing City. And now, thanks to you, we finally have a lead. Xue Jing asked, You mean the monster I killed was her creation? She nodded grimly. Precisely. Xue Jing fell into deep thought. Snake men, snakes. His eyes snapped open. Is this a fusion of human and serpent DNA? You noticed the snake men getting stronger, didn't you? The mastermind is constantly upgrading the brood mother, and you keep ruining their plans. You have become their target, Xue Jing scoffed. Surely you aren't inviting me just to protect me. Of course not, she replied bluntly. You are only 17, yet you possess immense talent. You have the courage to face boundary creatures head-on. White Fang is backed by the most advanced agency in all of Juxia. We can unlock your potential completely, leaving no blind spots. Looking at her outstretched hand, he weighed his options. Join White Fang, backed by a powerful agency. It sounds like a perfect path for a hero. But unfortunately, in this leveling Manhwa world, my growth system stands above all. Xue Jing spoke up. Sorry, I refuse. Shuren sighed. I expected as much. I can roughly understand your mindset. How about this? I will use my authority to make you an external contractor for White Fang. You work on commission like a mercenary with full rewards. Shan Xiao stood frozen. Is she serious? Even Xue Jing thought this deal is too good to be true. Then curiosity took over. Does your agency possess divine relics? She immediately projected images of legendary items. Naturally. We have an entire institute dedicated to them. Accumulate enough merit points and these god-tier items can be yours. Xue Jing's eyes shined like gold coins. He agreed instantly. To be honest, I've been a White Fang fan for 10 years. My dream was always to be a contractor. They high-fived. Happy cooperation. Moments later, he vanished into the city. Shan Xiao asked, Captain, was that necessary? He is a martial arts genius, sure, but is he worth all that? He is not that simple, Shuren murmured. Yesterday I met with the eldest Miss Wu again. Her regard for Xue Jing exceeds all imagination. Shan Xiao gasped, remembering Wu Yuqing, the god-gifted one. Remember, she seeks to erase her divine status. She said only a god can oppose a god, except for divine relics. Xue Jing is the only thing she cares about. He must possess a secret we have yet to discover. Even if we don't know what it is, we must secure him first. The evening sun painted the sky in burning shades of orange. Inside the car, Xue Jing gazed out the window. Jing City is flashy, but it can't compare to the North District. Ding, a notification popped up. It was Wu Yuqing. Come to the library when you are free. Xue Jing replied instantly. On my way. Driver to the Jing City Library. On the 7th floor, the mysterious beauty was waiting. Sit, she commanded. He sat and downed a glass of water nearby. Immediately his face twisted in disgust. He stuck out his tongue. Boss, can't we drink something tasty for once? He thought, how obsessed is this woman with plain soda water? Yuqing smirked. You don't like it. That tea was brewed from the divine relic you admire so much. Xue Jing sighed helplessly. I'll take a cola, thanks. Suddenly she pierced him with a sharp question. The White Raven organization. They've already made contact, haven't they? Xue Jing's expression remained as calm as a still lake. They invited me to join the flock, but I declined. A knowing smile played on her lips. You made the right choice. Xue Jing frowned, confused by her approval. Why do you say that? Wu Yuking's voice turned solemn as she explained the lore of this awakening Manhwa world. Normally, crows are seen as harbingers of doom and death. But the white raven is an anomaly, a symbol of rebirth and purified hope. However, the name isn't just poetic. It represents the razor-thin line between life and death. Because the mortality rate for white raven agents is catastrophically high. In 60 years of history, only 3 agents have ever retired with their lives intact. A cold chill ran down Xue Jing's spine. That sounds insanely dangerous. His mind raced with calculations. I need to tread carefully if I deal with them. My temporal resurrection ability isn't infinite. It can only trigger once in a short period. He broke the silence with a crucial question. Boss, who exactly backs this organization? She flashed her screen, revealing the terrifying truth. The Special Bureau for Abnormal Disaster Management. When the new era dawned, bringing chaos to our world, the nation established this shadow organization to combat the apocalypse. It operates outside the jurisdiction of the 5 great powers. An absolute authority known simply as the 6th Agency. Let me put it this way. If you joined, you could slaughter a city or detonate a nuke in a fit of madness. And not a single soul would have the authority to arrest you. Xue Jing's eyes widened in disbelief. That much unchecked power. Isn't the government afraid of creating a monster they can't control? There is no need for fear. The 13 Supreme Commanders all hail from the High Summit itself. Realization hit him like a truck. So the 6th Agency is the will of the nation. Their background is terrifyingly immense. She took back her phone, dismissing him. I just wanted to warn you about the Ravens. You can go. Xue Jing blinked, surprised. Wait, no missions for me. None. What about viewing a divine artifact? He pressed. Absolutely not. Seriously, that's it. She sighed, pointing to the door. If you're bored, go clean the library. Xue Jing instantly shot up from his chair. Actually, I just remembered I have urgent business. Goodbye. Suddenly his phone buzzed. It was Teacher Du. Panic flashed across his face. Crap, I completely forgot about our meeting. He answered hurriedly, Teacher Du, don't panic, I'm on my way. Meanwhile, under the blood-red sunset of the South District, an old master sat in the shadows of a decaying street. Du approached, bowing low. Master, the test subjects have been relocated. The old man scowled. Those white raven dogs have a keen nose to track us here. How is Duan Kaiping? Du smiled darkly. As ordered, he took Subject 9 to the provincial high school. We should hear news of the chaos shortly. Good. Subject 9 will serve as bait for the ravens. While they are distracted, we will move the celestial centipede mother. The mother's aura is too massive to hide otherwise. Du scoffed. That Kangde corporation is useless. We have to do everything ourselves. The master spat on the ground in disgust. These corporate vultures only want the rewards without the risk. If we fail, they lose nothing. That is why the dirty work falls to us. Du hesitated. Master, once we succeed, won't they just discard us like trash? Do you take me for a fool? I prepared a contingency plan long ago. If we go down, Kangde goes down with us. The next day, a predator lurked in plain sight. His gaze lingered on the young students like a wolf eyeing sheep. So much fresh, tender meat. The mother would feast well on them. His attention shifted to the balcony. A chorus of girls was screaming a name in adoration, Xue Jing. Curious, the hidden monster turned his gaze toward the track field. He spotted the source of the commotion. So that's Xue Jing, the boy who defeated a test subject. Impressive for a normie. He smirked with malice. Don't worry. You'll all be screaming in agony soon enough. He pushed his cart away, blending into the shadows. Like watched him go, puzzled. That janitor is built like a tank. Did the school hire a bodybuilder? Back on the track, Xue Jing exploded with speed. He crossed the finish line, taking first place effortlessly. Fangirls went wild. Senior Xue, please have my babies. Badao took second, followed by Xiongyong. Lika tossed a water bottle to the champion. Look at you, Xue Jing, still pretending you're not interested in girls. Xue Jing remained cool as ice. Not interested. Do I have more events? Oh yeah, Like grinned. 400 meters, 2,000 meters, and the relay. Xue Jing froze. Relay. It's a package deal, bro. The teacher signed you up. Don't worry, we won't be dead weight. Mid-conversation. Xue Jing's instincts screamed. Something was wrong. A vile metallic scent began to drift through the campus air. Blood. He flared his aura, scanning the area. This shouldn't be happening here. Why has it appeared now? Inside the school building, a nightmare had descended. A grotesque centipede man was slaughtering students, screams echoed. Monster! It's eating people, run for your lives. Xue Jing's mind raced. This isn't a trap. It's a massacre. He turned to his friend, voice steel hard. Li Ke, call the cops. Tell them a centipede monster is attacking the school. Li Ke trembled. Oh, okay. Then run, Xue Jing commanded. Run as far as you can and don't look back. The hallway was a slaughterhouse of gore. The centipede man locked its sights on a trembling girl. It hissed with sadistic pleasure. Fear paralyzed her. She couldn't even scream. The monster lunged jaws wide to devour her whole. Suddenly a black blur crashed through the scene. A figure landed with the weight of a mountain between the beast and the girl. It was Xue Jing. See near him. See near him, sir. She gasped. Boom! Xue Jing unleashed a devastating punch. The impact sent the monster flying backwards, smashing into the concrete wall. The creature shrieked, its legs clattering against the floor in fury. Get out of here now! Xue Jing roared. She scrambled away, sobbing. Thank you, Senior. As the beast recovered, Xue Jing activated his system Manhwa interface. Twin spirit active. His eyes glowed with tactical precision. First step, drain its HP to 0. In a heartbeat, he flashed across the distance, closing in on the cockroach abomination. Xue Jing channeled every ounce of strength into his fist, focusing all power into a single devastating point. Wind Thunder Fist. The moment his knuckles made contact, the monster's carapace shattered like glass. But beneath the ruin, a thick, grotesque hide revealed a chilling cockroach sigil. Suddenly, a figure stumbled out from the shadows, his voice dripping with exhaustion. Save me. It's completely lost control. Xue Jing's eyes widened. It was Duan Kaiping. What was he doing in this hellhole? The man gasped. I'm from the Golden Wind Forge. Duan Kaiping, please help me find my master. Before he could even finish his plea, the beast recovered instantly, launching a lethal strike. Fortunately, Xue Jing's reflexes were god-tier, dodging to the side just in time. Duan Kaiping froze in terror, witnessing the nightmare unfold. But mercy was not in the monster's nature. In a spray of crimson, the beast tore him apart, leaving nothing but a gruesome memory. Too fast. Xue Jing thought, cold sweat running down his back. Without my dual pupils, that would have been my end. Even his killer move failed to put it down. Slowly, the creature turned its gaze from its prey, back to him. To his horror, the gaping wound on its chest was already knitting together. This regeneration speed. It was unnatural, terrifyingly fast. In a blink, it was in his face again. Xue Jing barely evaded, but a stinging pain grazed him. The monster's pincers had evolved, morphing into razor-sharp blades dripping with fresh blood. He glanced at his arm. Even while dodging, the wind of the claw had cut him. Xue Jing's eyes narrowed, analyzing the threat. This cockroach mutant was wrong. Compared to the one at the Richo Hotel, this beast was larger, tougher, and far more lethal. Spikes erupted from its limbs, and even its antennas had hardened into deadly spears. Could its genes have been optimized? Was this a forced evolution? He hurled a fire extinguisher forward. This is going to be a war of attrition. The creature slashed the canister in midair. Boom, white smoke exploded, blinding the beast instantly. Confused, the monster lashed out blindly in the haze. Seizing the moment, Xue Jing grabbed a steel rebar and launched it with the force of a ballista. The steel pierced straight into its forehead, yet it didn't even flinch. Its wings buzzed ominously. Xue Jing's heart sank. Impossible. Then whoosh, it vanished into thin air. It was moving so fast it became invisible to the naked eye. It was using high-speed maneuvering to confuse his senses, waiting for the perfect opening to strike. Unexpectedly, this abomination possessed tactical intelligence. Xue Jing closed his eyes, shutting out the visual chaos. He shifted to pure sensory perception. If I can't track its speed visually, I won't look at all. He used his inner sight, tracing the trajectory of its killing intent through the void. A spike of bloodlust pricked his spine. Got you. Trusting his gut, Xue Jing spun around, power surging for the counter. His fist clenched tight, mirroring his enlightenment of the wind cloud tail hidden dragon-style secret art. He unleashed the golden scale shift, blasting energy directly forward. Xue Jing gritted his teeth. It's like hitting a mountain. With this much commotion, the white Fang squad had to be en route. Just survive. Stall until backup arrives. Dust choked the air. Glass shattered. Buildings crumbled into rubble. High above, Shuren hovered with her anti-gravity gear, the dragon wings spread wide like a Valkyrie. In less than 5 minutes, the campus was reduced to a wasteland. Xue Jing might be in grave danger, the odds are grim. From the command chopper, she barked orders. Evasive maneuvers now. As the pilot banked hard, a spiraling tornado of energy pierced the sky where they just were. Xian Xiao roared over the comms. Captain. The lecture hall collapsed. Are we engaging? Shu Ren activated her ocular scanner, piercing through the debris. Her HUD locked onto a heat signature below. It was Xue Jing descending now, she commanded. Combat data has been synced to your visors. I'll secure the target. You squad members capture the offspring of the insect queen. I want it alive. Shan Xiao's expression darkened. So, this is the anomaly created from the dragon bone. Why did the captain bring out the heavy artillery? Xue Ren slammed onto the ground, cratering the pavement. Was that energy vortex caused by the cockroach beast? Her 8 mechanical wings folded neatly. She reached out to Xue Jing, but he spun around, eyes glowing crimson with bloodlust. Xue Jing, stand down, it's me, Xue Ren. Her voice pierced his frenzy. He froze. You finally made it. Adrenaline faded, and his body gave out, crashing to the floor. Xue Ren caught him before he hit the ground, swiftly administering a high-grade stim. This will kill the pain. Fast acting. He grabbed her arm, gasping. Don't let your guard down. A toxic purple discoloration spread from his neck wound. That monster was lethal. She smiled confidently. Rest easy. It's not just me. The entire White Fang squad is here. Behind the abomination, Shan Xiao and Qiyu materialized like ghosts. Shan Xiao smirked. You see that? This opening, it was carved out by Xue Jing's blood and grit. Xiao Xing's voice cut in. Cut the chatter. Incoming hostility. With a hiss, the creature extended its blade arm, striking with desperate fury. Shan Xiao intercepted his greatsword, shattering the monster's limb. Thanks for the heads up. A kinetic shockwave traveled up the beast's arm, rupturing its organs, forcing it to vomit black ichor. Qiyu flashed behind, carving a deep gash across its back and wings. From above, Xue Ren sighed. You idiots. How many times must I say it? Precision over power. Watch and learn. She detached the tactical band from her leg. Instantly, dozens of floating daggers defied gravity, humming around her. Like this. Thwack, thwack, thwack. The blades pinned the monster's limbs and torso. In a nanosecond, invisible threads slashed the air. As Xue Ren sheathed her blade, the creature's body slid apart into 100 pieces. From the sidelines, Xue Jing watched in awe. So this is a pro. Every single blade had pierced a critical weak point with surgical precision. A masterclass in destruction. Like a butcher dressing a carcass, but with the grace of an artist. Xue Ren was terrifying. But wait. That thing isn't dead yet. Cockroach vitality is truly annoying. She turned to Qiyu. Cauterize the wounds. Keep it alive. This filth might just lead us to the insect queen. Xiao Xing, draft the mission report. And request a biotracker from HQ. Copy that. Meanwhile, Shan Xiao strolled over to the battered Xue Jing. Well, our resident genius looks a bit worse for wear, doesn't he? Xue Jing closed his eyes, exhausted. I'm just glad you guys were fast. Shan Xiao grinned, slapping his chest. The second the captain got the call, we choppered straight from South City. The value she places on you? It's like the protagonist of a leveling manhwa. Xue Jing forced himself to stand, swaying slightly. I see. But did you find anything in South City? Shan Xiao shook his head. We searched a third of the sector. So far, 0 harvest. Xue Jing broke the silence, his voice steady. I have uncovered a new lead. Watching him from a distance, Captain Xue Ren stepped forward, her interest piqued. Oh, humor me then. Speak. Are you suggesting that paper doll monstrosity was smuggled in by Duan Kaiping? Xue Jing nodded, his analysis sharp. Think about it. He is the boss of a thug gang. Him showing up at a school was already suspicious enough, but disguising himself as a janitor, it is impossible not to smell a conspiracy here. She hummed in agreement, her eyes narrowing. The intelligence you provided is incredibly valuable. I will have Xiao Xing report this to High Command immediately, but in that split second, her expression twisted in horror. She screamed, Xiao Xing, Qiyu, get away from there now. That thing is expanding, it is going to self-destruct. Qiyu flinched at the warning, turning his gaze toward the beast, but it was too late. The abomination lunged straight for his face, ending his life in a gruesome instant. Meanwhile, Xiao Xing clutched his laptop to his chest and barely dove out of harm's way. The creature's body, dripping with viscous slime, had fully restored itself to its original state. Shan Xiao gasped, instant regeneration. But Xue Ren's eyes widened as she realized the truth. No, that is not regeneration. It is shedding its skin. Shan Xiao shouted, Captain, it is trying to flee. Xue Jing's voice remained calm, cutting through the panic. It will not escape today. He extended a hand toward Xue Ren. Captain, lend me a knife. She watched him weigh her blade in his hand, confused. What are you planning? But Xue Jing was already in motion. Activating twin strength and twin speed, he locked onto his target with precision aiming. The knife tore through the air, piercing straight through the paper doll's body with the force of a cannonball. This is the peak excitement of a leveling manhwa. The two veterans stared at the scene, their jaws hitting the floor. Shan Xiao slowly turned his head, disbelief written all over his face. Brother, did you just throw an armor-piercing bullet with your bare hands? Xue Jing simply shrugged. It is all thanks to Captain Shuren's high-quality blade. But the captain was trembling not from fear, but from sheer rage. That knife cost me over 10 million. You threw it away like trash. Xue Jing fell into deep thought. Previously he had used the same twin-strength technique, yet he could not scratch this resilient monster. It just went to show that in this dangerous world, having a top-tier weapon makes all the difference. She glanced back at him, noticing his fatigue. It seems using that move comes with a heavy price. She sighed. Let's go. Get on the chopper. We will take you back to the Hidden Dragon Dojo first. We can deal with the rest later. Xue Jing nodded silently. Understood. Staring at his trembling hand, he let out a long sigh. Relying solely on energy circulation would not be enough to heal these internal injuries. He would have to ask his senior brothers and sisters for help, though he knew he wouldn't be able to avoid a harsh scolding for being so reckless. The helicopter engines roared to life, carrying the 4 survivors away from the chaotic battlefield and into the sky. A heavy silence filled the cabin until Shan Xiao spoke up. Boss, we lost another teammate. Captain, should we report this to headquarters and request reinforcements? Shuren shook her head coldly. No need. If any more of my subordinates die, the casualty rate will be too high. It would tank my year-end performance evaluation. Xue Jing sighed internally. Such a cold, indifferent attitude toward death. Even if he lived a second life, that was a level of detachment he could never learn. Suddenly the familiar blue system window flashed before his eyes. You have survived a fierce battle. Physical points plus 1,367. Vitality points plus 939. Precision aiming plus 1,211. The notifications continued to cascade. Precision aiming has leveled up to 6. Hidden Dragon Force has leveled up to 5. Visualization has leveled up to 5. A satisfied smirk crossed Xue Jing's face. Gaining all this experience was truly a sensation of both pain and pleasure.